Razorback Nation cannot do without this show, so y'all gonna have to figure out a way to continue this for another 100 years at least. So, God bless you. Happy New Year, and y'all have a great one.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Razorback Bob. I think
Randy,
I'd only be
remember that game back in
172. Would I be challenging
Remember that
Methuselah?
Remember that game back in 2048? I don't think so.
Okay, Rick. Now, you are our expert, except that Drew is he is right below Danny West when it comes to recruiting information.
Well, then he's way ahead of me. Way ahead of me.
Okay, so you're not going. Okay, you're not going to help me out. I'll have to ask him myself. Drew, what did you think of the 16-member signing class signed just recently, football-wise, for the University of Arkansas?
I thought it was pretty good.
Ask him about the plus eight, so that's 24. So now you got to
Okay. That's the transfer portal, guys.
Yeah, I thought that they addressed the O-line. They're still addressing the O-line issues on the in the transfer portal so far because we got the kid from Tennessee.
Yes.
And Michigan State.
Yes.
And I can't think of their names, but
San Jose State. Carmona is the one out of San Jose State.
Yeah. And then so I thought they did a good job there. I'm excited about the is it Bethel Roman? Is that his last name?
He's the wide receiver.
Evidently he must be really good.
Yeah. He looked pretty good. So I thought they did pretty good. I'm excited about Braylon Russell as well. He's a big kid.
Big bruising. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm anxious to see what he can do. So yeah, I think they need to address some more needs, obviously. But linebacker, you can't have enough D backs, you can't have enough D tackles. So things like that. I think it looks like they're starting to address some of those things. So hopefully those guys work out. So
I think the greatest mystery, because Sam Pittman said one number, Trey Biddy had been working off another number. Mm-hmm. He said 77 the other day. Sam Pittman did. Then Trey said 85. He'd been looking at 85.
Yeah.
Both of them are basically still saying the same, and that is there's got to be some players that need to leave. They need to decide to leave. And then he went down the laundry list of where he felt like corner, safety, running back, wide receiver, another offensive lineman. He went down the laundry list. But my thought is, Drew, who is the other players who are going to be leaving?
I don't know. I mean, you talked about it last time we were here. It's a little frustrating. It's not college anymore. It's a little frustrating just because it's basically college free agency. I mean,
yes.
I mean, I told you in 5 years they're talking about $1 million for a quarterback in the portal right now. In 5 years, that's going to seem like a bargain.
Dropping the bucket. Yeah.
So, unless they put some regulations on it, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I wish I knew it that well, but I hope you hate to see it, but unfortunately, it's part of the business at this point.
Oh yeah. If you do not. Sam Pittman has said, if you do not use the portal, you're going to lose.
Absolutely. I mean, look at Musselman. Yeah. I mean, Musselman, that's all he does pretty much at this point.
Yeah.
So
he'll sign 1 to 2.
Well, and look at Clemson. Dabo Swinney was reluctant to go to the portal, and I think they ended up winning 8 games this year, but they've been used to a lot more than that, and he's decided he's going to use the portal.
You have to. Because you're going to have kids leave, go in the portal that are good players, and you're going to have to replace them with instant impact good players, and you can't do that just out of high school at this point. You have to go to the portal.
All right, from our Southern Structural Solutions Buzz text line, this from the 870 says, "So I am confused about the Genesis that RR keeps talking about. Do they give you a demo car like Fletcher does for Baz? They have been so gracious to let me drive first the GV80, and then they've been so gracious. I picked it up last Friday when I was here, the sedan, the G80, and I don't know if I hadn't heard from Drew yet or Terry or anybody else whether or not we'll need to trade this out today or not. That's strictly their call. But
no, we're gonna let you keep it till next week. How about that?
Boom. You heard zero argument on that one. And do want to remind you on the 70s The GU70s, 1.99 APR for 48 months, 1.99 APR on the GV80s. That's 48 months, and that is one heck of a deal. All right, Drew, I know you got to go.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you.
We still have some Mike's gift cards to give out if you come out here and test drive a car.
Oh, excellent. Yes, thank you for reminding me of that.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you, Drew. And Merry Christmas, too.
Merry Christmas to y'all.
All right, back in a moment.
Gets in the zone each week, courtesy of Bell & Sword, 1011 Oak Street in Conway. From boots to suits, they have everything for the best-dressed man. Bell & Sword.
Fletcher Dodge wants you to have a Merry Christmas, so we're giving you a free gift with every new vehicle purchased. Buy now, make no payments for 90 days. Every new 2023 must go. It's our year-end clearance sale. Save up to $13,000 on all new Ram EcoDiesels and up to 20% off new Ram 1500 Classic models and 10% off every new Ram Heavy Duty 2023 and 2024 models. Plus, you'll get a free gift from under our Christmas tree. You can get that new Dodge Chrysler Jeep or Ram that you've been waiting for and save your cash for the holidays. Drive home today and make no payments till next year. It's the best time to buy a new Ram. Get a free gift with every new vehicle purchased and make no payments for 90 days. At Fletcher Dodge, you'll always get the best price, the lowest finance rate, and more for your trade. And we promise you a hassle-free buying experience. Shop Fletcher Dodge in Sherwood before you buy anywhere else. Come see us in person at Fletcher Dodge on Warden Road in Sherwood or shop online at FletcherDeals.com.
Once again this year, the Buzz is proud to bring you college football talk with Mark May every Thursday morning on Morning Mayhem. Brought to you by Edwards Food Giant, The Meat People, and by Dugan's Pub, located in the River Market. Mark will break down the week's biggest games and discuss who will win and why they'll win.
Make the season extraordinary when you shop the spectacular holiday collection at Sissy's Log Cabin. From engagement rings to exclusive designer jewelry to loose diamonds, you'll find gifts everyone will love at the best prices, all while enjoying the Sissy's promise of unmatched service and experience at any of our 6 locations or online at sissyslogcabin.com. Embrace the magic of the season only at Sissy's Log Cabin, because life's too short for ordinary jewelry.
I don't care what kind of tractor you drive or what color it is. I'm going to ask you to check out a new tractor that's made for landscapers, hobby farmers, and landowners. Fully loaded with features and backed by a strong warranty. Get the best incentives of the year right now by visiting TYMOffers.com. Better yet, visit Triple C Sales in Conway. TYM. Durable and affordable. You can thank me later. And oh yeah, the tractor is red.
Listen to The Zone every Tuesday for Clint Kong. Brought to you by Farm Brothers Flying Service. For the past decade, Farm Brothers Flying Service has been providing crop dusting services to the farmers in Southeast Arkansas, and they can help you too. Call 870-263-1300.
Take your yard up to the next level with the Caddy's Touch Landscaping. Josh Dickinson is a former PGA Tour caddy, and his landscape designs are inspired by some of the most beautiful golf courses around the world. Call Josh at 501-794-2770 for all of your landscaping needs. Flower beds a mess? Josh's crew can give your home the curb appeal you always wanted. The Caddy's Touch Landscaping also installs French drains, retaining walls, and they'll even take care of your irrigation maintenance needs. The Caddy's Touch Landscaping. Call today, 501-794-2770.
Live from the Eat My Catfish studios, you feed your crave for sports by listening to Drive Time Sports. Much like you feed your crave at any of the 7 Eat My Catfish locations. Often imitated but never duplicated. This is Drive Time Sports with Randy Rainwater on the Buzz Radio Network.
Christmas is Monday. Don't panic. If you can't buy somebody a Genesis, what you can buy them is a Tacos for Life gift certificate. What a great Christmas present for your employees, for your friends, for your family members. Maybe you got cousins that are distant cousins. You just do something nice for them. Here's what you do. You buy a $25 gift certificate at Tacos for Life, and you'll get a $10 card for yourself at no extra charge. $35 for $25. So just think how many people you could do that for. You could have a heck of a lot of Tacos for Life for yourself, even as you benefit your friends. And think about it also, at the time where maybe you've overspent a little bit at Christmas time, well, for the rest of the month, you can still get that Tacos for Life kids meal for 29 cents. 29 cents. The Tacos for Life kids meal with an adult meal, of course, and it would be a fantastic buy. What a great way to spend your post-Christmas meals. You'll love them. Everything you buy there helps those who are food insufficient. Tacos for Life. And Randy Rainwater is somewhere in the other realm. He's at the Genesis dealer, of course, and he's having a heck of a time there. And I don't know if this means that we don't have him for the moment, but maybe we'll get him back here in just a minute. We really
Now, let's go to Arkansas's premier basketball recruiting analyst, Kevin Hoop Scoop McPherson, for all the latest news for anything and everything basketball. Made possible by Fence Brokers. Fence Brokers, going the extra mile.
Merry Christmas to you, Kevin.
Oh, there he is. I thought you'd left.
Well, no, I thought you had an ad lib. I've just been sitting here.
I did.
Okay.
I did it. I did it, and then I was
I heard you.
pausing.
I heard you.
You didn't come back.
Well, I knew we had Kevin.
Well, maybe
coming up.
Hoop Scoop, maybe Kevin can tell us again. You know, Nolan Richardson always used to say, Kevin, it's not who starts, who finishes. This is the third straight game that starters have done very little, but the bench has done a lot. That's okay as long as you win, isn't it?
It is. I actually wrote about this in my Stock Risers article following my game story last night. The bench, by the way, it's a little bit misleading as you're now bringing Tremont Mark off the bench. And we know Caleb Battle's an elite scorer who plays a six-man role and effectively has a starter's role when you look at his minutes, when he's on the court. Like you mentioned, Rick, who's finishing games, who's on the court to finish them. So we think of starters as guys that typically hold down those kind of roles, but not always. Now you throw Mark into that mix. In the last three games, Oklahoma, Lipscomb, and now Abilene Christian, the bench has outscored Arkansas starters 161 to 61, plus 100, plus 100 in three games. When you compare Arkansas's bench to the opponent's benches, Oklahoma, Lipscomb, Abilene Christian, it's plus 97, 161 to 64. So effectively the same difference. Arkansas has not had a starter, not one starter. It's been a revolving door in those three games, scoring double figures. Conversely, 5 different guys off the bench, playing off the bench, have scored in double figures. Mark twice, Battle twice in those three games, and then Minifield, Lawson, Graham, and not Lawson. Minifield, Davenport, Jeremiah Davenport, Makai Mitchell, and Jalen Graham. So you've got actually 6 off the bench who've scored in double figures at least once, some multiple times in those three games, not one single starter. I mentioned the margins. But this is also reflective of the fact that Musman is not drilled down to a top 7-8 rotation. It's been musical chairs. He's playing 10 or 11 guys just about every night. Last night it was 11. And getting we've seen Arkansas struggle this time of year or going into SEC play in previous years. I don't think we've seen quite this much activity in and out, especially in close games. And games where, maybe some experimentation going on when Arkansas is in control, but I think it speaks pretty plainly to the fact that this is maybe the one outlier so far. Looking back, and now he's in his 5th year, Musman just really still just scrambling, searching. I mean, they're going through 2-a-days in between games. They're back to basic training. They're back to the training camp type of regimen. And so, Lipscomb, Arkansas played really well for 30 minutes, built a 20-point lead. 17-0 run. Next thing you know, it's a 1-point lead, and you're clinging to dear life and trying to find a way to get out of the building with a win. Last night, Arkansas played poorly in the first half, got down 7, was down by 9 in the first minute of the second half, and then had an offensive explosion, is what I'll call it. I mean, you shot over around 64% from the field in that second half, 5 of 9 from 3, so 55.6% there. And you did really well at the free throw line, 22 of 28 throughout the game, almost 79%. When you look at it from a statistical standpoint, this is the other interesting thing, guys. This was also in that article. Arkansas's won 4 of its last 5 games, as ugly as it's been sometimes and difficult. 4 of its last 5. None of those 4 opponents in those wins, including Duke, shot better than 39% from the field. None of them. When you look at it from the three-point line, only Furman shot better than 30%. When you add it all up, Arkansas held those 4 opponents to 38 overall percent shooting from the field and 29% from 3. And because there's been so many close games, it tells you percentages are sometimes stats are deceiving because it's the hustle plays. Teams are shooting a lot more field goal attempts than Arkansas because they're getting loose balls, 50-50 balls, offensive rebounds. They're collecting more turnovers than Arkansas is able to generate, which creates possession, creates more shots. So even though when you look at it percentage-wise, you might, if you just looked at that and said, man, Arkansas's defense is getting the job done, it's been the hustle effort areas when I start adding it all up where Arkansas finds itself in these difficult games, win or lose, and we know they've lost their share, 4 now, but twice as many as Musselman's ever lost in non-conference play as a lead-up to SEC play.
Yeah, -9 in turnovers last night, which would be, you sure wouldn't expect that against Abilene Christian. So to your point, maybe that's part of it. Okay, so after one game, we didn't know what to think. After 2 games, I think we know that Keon Merrifield is a good, Minifield is a pretty good addition.
Yeah, it's a small sample size. He started the second half, and he's just different. I mean, Blocker has got exceptional bursts, and he's more of an A to B downhill. So he gets by you on the first step, and it's mainly a straight line, and he'll attack the rim at 6'2". Minifield at 6'1", I like his wingspan and arm length looks like it's a plus for his height, his quickness, but he's an east-west, quick twitch, shifty kind of player. And you saw throughout that second half him creating space. There was a time where the defender was so worried about his drive that the defender got off balance trying to backpedal and left Minifield wide open for a 3 on the left wing. Now, he missed the shot. It skipped off the rim. It's a good-looking shot. It just didn't stay in. But that's the kind of separation you don't see other Arkansas guards getting. I mean, Tremont Mark and Caleb Battle, as talented as they are as scorers and veteran guys, they got guys hanging all over them, and you sometimes wonder how they even get some of those shots off that go in for them, and it's pound the ball. It's kind of methodical. Eats into the clock, sometimes messes up the spacing. Sometimes those guys are so rim-focused, they don't see a teammate cutting that has an easier score. They just kind of get into their own. With Minifield, it's a little bit different. Again, he's creating space. He gets a numbers advantage. And I think as he continues to get comfortable with teammates and playing, he'll also facilitate off some of that creativity. We might see even better ball movement from that lead guard spot.
All right, I was about to head to the phone lines, but now I see that they're open. So I'll ask you this question, Kevin. Think back all the way from today, well, actually be last year, all the way back to your childhood. What is your all-time favorite Christmas present? What is your all-time favorite Christmas present?
This is easy. The birth of my son, my second child, he was born the 29th. His birthday's in a few days here, next week. That's an easy answer. We knew he was coming. We thought he might be a Christmas Day baby. He baked a little. He stayed in the oven and baked a little bit longer. But I count that as a Christmas gift. And having 3 kids, I could say it about all of them, but he was right at Christmas time, so I'm going to go with that one.
That's a good
one. If that's too corny for you, I'd have to think
that's a good one. No, that's a good one.
No, that's a good one. There's no better than that. I don't know. Randy, were you on with us when we asked Nolan about his birthday being 2 days after Christmas?
No, I was not.
Okay, so Nolan's birthday is the 27th. Christmas is the 25th. We asked Nolan if he ever got slighted on his birthday because of Christmas. And he said, well, here's the best story I can tell you about that. He said when his daughter Yvonne was alive, he said on Christmas she gave him a sock. And she said, he asked her, what's the deal? You just gave me a sock for Christmas? He says, yeah, I'll give you the other one for your birthday.
Oh, my.
That's funny.
So he got a pair of socks.
That's just slightly better than getting a lump of coal, probably.
Yeah, that's right. So I don't know if your Christmas child suffers on the birthday because it's so close to Christmas, but Nolan got slighted on that one.
I figured things out. I've gotten better as a parent over time, and I just kind of stagger gifts. I don't overdo it, but you want to make sure that you're like, hey, man, I understand that your 2 siblings are both sisters. They get the benefit of having theirs far enough away from Christmas where it feels like 2 celebrations. So I try to make sure he understands that we didn't, haven't forgotten his birthday. It just happens to fall on the beginning holiday in the year.
All right, this from our gangster.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say our gangster.
No, we got
museum,
live feedback. Go.
America Life in feedback, Dave out of.
I think they're a Hattery too.
And Hattery too. Okay, wanted to make sure I threw that in there.
I'm kidding.
Well, the liner didn't tell me that I had to put Hattery in there, but no, that's fine. I'll put Hattery in there.
We don't have to anymore. That's right.
Dave from Mulberry says, and Drew, I've got a question for you. Meat Pig from Gillette wants to know your last name. So okay, let's get Drew back in here. Okay, Drew. Meat Pig from Gillette wants to know your last name.
Well, my last name is Slade, but my family's last name is Holtzauer.
Okay.
Yep.
And you're not actually from Gillette. You're outside Gillette.
No, my family's from Gillette. Yeah, my whole family was born and raised and has a farm down there, and they're down there right now, actually. So.
Okay. I guess I was thinking.
Do they look and feel sharp?
Do they look what?
Do they look and feel sharp? that was a Gillette commercial in the old days.
Oh, gosh. Okay, let me finish on Gillette. Mulberry Dave. One cold Christmas, on one cold Arkansas Christmas. Okay, Dave, you still got me reading this wrong. On one cold Arkansas Christmas, Mom, a single mother, bought me an Ambassador Garcia 5000 fishing reel and a 6-foot warm worm rod. The reel alone must have been around $50, a lot of money back then. I still remember standing out in the cold, casting the lead weight in the front yard. It's unbelievable the amount of fish I caught. Those are truly cherished moments. Happy holidays, everyone.
Nice.
It is believable that he caught a bunch of fish.
That's right.
All right, we will step away for a moment. Rick Schaefer, along with Kevin McPherson, they're known as Hoop Scoop, courtesy of Hogville.net. Thanks again to our friends at Fence Brokers. Back in just one moment.
Coach Matt Zimmerman joins Randy and Rick on Drive Time Sports each week to talk all things college hoops, courtesy of the DHR Group of Sonic Drive-Ins.
Guardia Beer GMC is hosting their annual 12 Deals of Christmas sale. 12 incredible offers good for the month of December. 2023 GMC Acadias up to $8,000 off MSRP. 2023 Buick Encores starting at $22,900. 2023 Terrains starting at $25,900. The deals also include pre-owned vehicles ranging from trucks to SUVs. And business owners, keep in mind, as soon as Christmas is over, tax season shows up and shows out. You're going to need that vehicle to write off, and you can't buy it after January 1st. This month, Guardia Beer GMC is offering Terrain starting at $25,900, stock number 19213. New Sierras up to $13,000 off, stock number 19300. New Acadias up to $8,000 off, stock number 19606. Encores starting at just $22,999, stock number 19250. Guardia Beer GMC is an official sponsor for the Salvation Army Angel Tree and an official Toys for Tots drop-off. GMC, we are professional grade.
It's the season for giving, and Saracen makes it special this December. Play to win an incredible Mercedes-Benz CLS 450 from Mercedes-Benz of Little Rock. With an alluring look of luxury, the CLS 450 is a top-of-the-line Mercedes, and it can be yours just for playing at Saracen. Only 40 minutes away, Saracen Casino is Little Rock's closest place to play and win the Mercedes-Benz of your dreams.
Saracen Casino Resort, Vegas, Arkansas style.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
Hey guys, it's Dee Dee with Ava Bella Day Spa. It's Christmas time again. We have our Jingle Bell special, which is $100, and that's an entire facial treatment. We also have our wonderful Christmas time special. You get a stress reliever massage, a peppermint scalp massage, and a foot scrub, all for $125. Just go to avabelladayspa.com, click on Instant Gift Certificates, and you can purchase it right there. Send it to your recipient or print it out. Happy holidays!
It's Jeff Dunham on his all-new tour, Feel Not Can Do.
Yeah, I make a living talking to myself, which means some forms of mental illness actually pay off. I unplugged my cousin's light support to charge my phone. Shut the hell up.
Friday, December 29th, Simmons Bank Arena. Tickets on sale now only at JeffDunham.com. Don't miss him, Little Rock. I kill you! Jeff Dunham on his all-new tour. Still not canceled.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, the scenic views stick around after the sun sets, and your favorite cocktails keep you company long after overtime. Where else can you unwind with bourbon and late-night bites? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Join me, John Neighbors, and Freaky Joe Franklin live on location at Twin Peaks this Friday from 1 to 4. Happy hour starts at 2 with $1 off wine, liquor, cheap shots, and ice-cold 29-degree draft brews. Select apps are just $2, $4, and $6. See you Friday at Twin Peaks.
Now, back to Drive Time Sports, live from the Eat My Catfish studios. Eat fresh, eat local, eat my catfish. The #1 sports radio show in Arkansas. Drive Time Sports on the Buzz Radio Network.
Welcome back to Drive Time Sports and the Buzz Radio Network. Rick Schaefer. I'm Randy Rainwater today from right here in downtown Conway, Genesis of Conway. Oh, by the way, come by, get a test drive, get yourself a free gift certificate for a $50 meal at a excellent restaurant that's right here in downtown Conway. So come by and take advantage of that test drive, but also get that kind of like a little stocking stuffer for you here from Genesis in Conway. Speaking now with my man Neil Atkinson by way of Saracen. Neil, what is going on with Bet Saracen? Is it all quiet now that Arkansas played its basketball game last night? There's nothing to worry about for at least a week or so?
Boy, I wish. You're making it hard for Amazon with all the Santa Claus coming to get my 5-gallon bucket of Rolaids for the bowl game this weekend. So that was there. So yeah, we've got a lot going on this weekend. I know everybody's putting the final touches on the holidays. Stay safe out there. Be kind to each other, and take it slow. I know we got a lot of last minute Santa Claus to do out there to help him out. So, but don't forget, if you're at home and you're able to tend to the fire and stay home, and you're watching a little sports like we all do on the holidays. You want to put a little of your Christmas money on it or make a little extra Christmas money? No guarantees in sports betting, but Saracen will have it. You got bowl games, NFL. And of course, Christmas Day is pretty special this year because we got 3 NFL games on top of the regular NBA Christmas Day games and a lot of bowl games on Saturday. Even got a bowl game tonight. Georgia Tech and UCF are playing about 5:30. So a lot to go on, and getting ready for Santa Claus coming here pretty soon.
Is Arkansas, are they just absolutely driving you guys crazy? I would guess the over-under is somewhat taking care of itself, but every time that you expect Arkansas to come away with a big victory, they squeak it out.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a little bit something different once conference play starts. I'm on the data and analytical and on the stat side of it. I'm not in Musk's head, but I'm pretty sure he has a pretty strong plan and when we get into conference play and knows who he's going to have in for the amount of minutes. It's going to be interesting to see if what I think he's going to play is going to do out. And that's how we're setting the lines, and that's how you're coming up with your numbers for the props, and then we're pricing them according to our risk. So, yeah, it has been actually tough. There's been a lot of them that I thought that, the bettors did pretty good last night overall. We had a losing day yesterday. So, it's just that time of year. But once conference play starts, I think you're going to see a little bit something special coming out of Arkansas. And that's just my gut feeling.
Well, Neil, we wish you and yours a very Merry Christmas, and we look forward. We will not be back until Wednesday of next week. We look forward to talking with you then, and look forward to hearing whether or not Santa brought you coals and switches or otherwise. But, Neil, have a great, great Merry Christmas.
Yes, you do, too, and I'll leave you with this. May all your parlays be merry, and hopefully all your pick'ems are right.
There you go. There you go. Thank you, Neil. That is Neil Atkinson, BetSaracen.com. Go get the app in the App Store, Bet Saracen. All right, we are rejoined by Kevin McPherson, better known as Hoop Scoop, courtesy of Hogville.net. Thanks again to Chris Walker in that game out at Fence Brokers. So glad to have Kevin back with us. Well, let's go to Big Keith in the house. He's waiting. Big Keith, welcome to Drive Time Sports. What is your all-time favorite Christmas present, Keith?
All right. I got the greatest Christmas story ever. When I was in like 12 years old, back in the 80s, I lived in Fresno, California, which is Central Valley, and they were doing a test market area for ColecoVision, which is the video game system, which was awesome. So I told my mom I wanted to get that for Christmas, and she was like, no. And then the guy told me, well, if you buy this, we're going to give you this postcard. You send it in, you get one of these upcoming dolls for free. And I'm like, oh, okay. I said, I'll give my sister the doll, and you give me the video game. So my mom bought it for me. Turns out we got a pre-release Cabbage Patch Kid by Coleco.
A Cabbage Patch Kid?
Yeah. Yeah, it was made by Coleco.
No, I remember it well. Cabbage Patch Kid.
And they were getting ready to release it or something, and she got one before anybody else even hit the market. And now I think it's worth like $100,000 or something. It's crazy.
Well, now back then they were $100. I mean, they were big ticket items back in the day.
Well, yeah, but not the limited edition pre-release.
Okay.
So that's my best thing. And let me say thank you to Saracen for being here. I'm loving it, man. This past season I hit a 14 pick 'em with a $20 bet and won like $35,000.
Oh my gosh,
like,
Keith!
All right.
Wow.
Yeah, I know, right?
Congratulations.
I had like 3 or 4 underdogs, and they all hit. So, well, thank you. It was one of those stupid ones that you weren't supposed to win. You know what I'm saying?
Obviously you won, and there was tears shed in Pine Bluff.
I'll tell you what. Here's what I was going to ask you about the new coach for the football team. What's his name? I'm driving in.
Mateos, the offensive line coach? Or are you talking about Bobby P?
Yeah. Bobby
Petrino.
What did you say?
Bobby Petrino.
Bobby Petrino. I'm excited about it, but I'm not so excited. And I wanted your opinion. Hasn't he, since he left Arkansas, been fired from every job he went to within like 2 to 3 years?
No, he left Missouri State.
One. Got fired at Louisville.
He was not fired at Louisville. Originally, he took another job, but then he was fired from Louisville.
Oh, Western Kentucky. Went to Western Kentucky.
He was not fired from Western Kentucky. Then he was not fired from Missouri State. And he was not fired technically from Texas A&M.
No.
Oh, I thought they fired him at Texas A&M.
No.
Well, they weren't going to retain him when they fired the head coach. But that happens when the head coach gets fired. A lot of assistants don't get retained.
Yeah, well, that's being fired. So anyway, that scared me. That kind of worried me. But hey, is that Rick?
It is.
Hey, Rick. I didn't know you were on today, so I didn't give you a shout out. Hey, Rick. How you doing?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
Hey, that's all I have for today. Thank you for taking my call. Merry Christmas to Arkansas. Merry Christmas to you guys down there. I love you all. And thanks for everything.
All right, buddy. Merry Christmas to you, Big Keith. There's Big Keith in the house. Kevin, you were talking about a few moments ago, Coach Musselman continuing to tinker with numbers. Obviously, he went with 6 players in the second half last night, and one of the 6 only played about 1 minute and 22 seconds, if I remember correctly. Trevin Brazil. So he basically kind of told, maybe he did, maybe he didn't. At least I'm reading between the lines. He kind of showed you his hand last night. These are the guys right now who I can depend upon.
Right. Well, if you count Brazil, it was actually 7 because it was Minifield, Mark, Battle, Devo Davis, 4 guards there. Then you had combos with Chandler Lawson and
Jalen Graham. Okay, my bad.
I think those were the 6 that played the most. You're right, though. Brazil was kind of. I mean, I mentioned starters not scoring much in these last 3 games. I mean, you look at Brazil and Devo Davis; they've been the 3 constants there. So you're not getting, Devo's not been an offensive producer, not been efficient there. He's been doing other things better than he has at other points of his career, including limiting turnovers. Made 4 big free throws down the stretch in this game, by the way, guys. 4-4 in the final minute. That when you win by 10, that could be a difference of maybe not winning, or it's a lot closer than that.
That's right.
So he did a good job there. But yeah, Musselman did, I guess, drill it down in the second half of that game. Maybe that's the forecast of what we might see going into Wilmington, which, by the way, upset Kentucky. Arkansas's got 8 more days to prepare for that one before SEC play.
All right, Kevin, Merry Christmas, and we will talk with you.
Merry Christmas, guys.
Next week sometime. All right, that is Kevin McPherson, better known as Hoop Scoop, courtesy of Hogville.net. Thanks again to Fence Brokers. Coming up next, Trey Biddy of Hogsports.com.
Hey, this is Mitch at Red River Ram, Arkansas's #1 Ram dealer, and I've never been so happy as to introduce the Wrap Up the End of the Year sales event. Folks, we've got 20% off 23 brand new Ram heavy duties. Never been seen before. That's up to $18,000 off sticker. And you half-ton buyers, we've got 24 model Ram 1500s at $15,000 off. Make that beautiful drive to Heber Springs or check us out online at redriverram.com.
When you do something for over 45 years, you get really good at it. Like Bert here. He's been lifting weights for over 45 years. He can bench press a 400-pound nose guard, deadlift an elephant, even clean and jerk a truck filled with watermelons. Fantastic rep, Bert. We're a lot like Bert lifting weights, except we do it with insurance. Williamson Insurance, protecting your business and your family for over 45 years.
Your home for Dallas Cowboys football is 103.7 The Buzz. Presented by Beechwood Pinnacle Hotels, America's team on your fun and game station, 103.7 The Buzz.
Justin Moore from Morning Mayhem here. From our family to yours, we hope that you have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
A North Little Rock man sits in the Pulaski County Jail on a capital murder charge after a shooting at the Rose City Shopping Center. Police arrested 22-year-old Nathan Whitmore. Police say Whitmore robbed a man at gunpoint in the parking lot of the shopping center on East Broadway. While questioning the suspect, officers found the victim lying in the parking lot. The person was taken to the hospital where he would pass away. Whitmore is facing several charges. If you're looking for something fun to do with your young kids tomorrow to get them in the Christmas spirit, the Wonder Place has a festive event leading up to the holiday weekend. The characters Snow Queen, similar to Elsa, Holly Jolly Elf, similar to Buddy the Elf, and the Sugar Plum Fairy will be at the Wonder Place today from 3:30 to 5:30. Visitors can also enjoy a scavenger hunt, Christmas story time with the characters, and hot chocolate from the Channel 7 newsroom. I'm Lisa Hudson.
Shop local at Ozark Outdoor Supply in the Heights and find quality gifts for everyone on your list. Check out Ozark's holiday gift guide at ozarkoutdoor.com to get inspired. Open 7 days a week through Christmas.
Weather from the Fletcher Weather Center with Channel 7's Melinda Mayo.
The first round of rain moves in today. It will be light and widely scattered, not a washout. And today's high 61, tonight's low just 52, 65 tomorrow, 30% rain chance, but rain chances going up for Sunday. From the Channel 7 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Melinda Mayo.
Today's special at the Riverfront Steakhouse in the Wyndham Hotel. Dinner for 2 for $60. Split a 10-ounce filet, fried shrimp, and our famous salad bar.
Tune in to Out of Bounds each Monday for Reaction Monday, brought to you by Fleet Management Services. Serving Central Arkansas for over 20 years, they're your small to mid-sized fleet specialists. Fleet Management Services is looking for a maintenance tech. Oil changes, tires, general maintenance. 100% paid health insurance, match 401k, paid holidays, paid vacation. The right person can make $600 per week. Call 501-375-3672.
Hello, folks. It's Frank Fletcher from the Fletcher Dodge store here in Sherwood. For the past few months, we've been asking you to give us a chance to buy your cars, and the response has been great. We really appreciate all of you who brought your cars in and turned it into cash. We've purchased hundreds of cars from fine people just like you. Folks, we're still buying cars every day. So look around and see what you or your family has in the garage that you want to turn into cash. It's really easy, folks. Just come into Fletcher Dodge and ask for Chris or Andy. We'll buy any vehicle and we'll pay you more than anyone. We can't find enough vehicles at the auto auctions to meet the demand, so we're extending you this offer to the public. We'll pay you more, so don't wait. We've purchased hundreds of cars from fine people just like you. Come see us today for the best cash offer on your car, truck, van, or SUV. Just ask for Chris or Andy. We'll pay you more, so come see us at Fletcher Dodge on Warden Road in Sherwood. Thanks.
Stacked Commercial Truck and Trailer Repair is not only truck and trailer focused. They service and repair all types of equipment: forklifts, boom lifts, excavators, dozers, loaders, and more. From warehousing to excavating, they've got you covered. Go see why Stacked is known for having some of the friendliest staff and most knowledgeable technicians in the industry. For trucks, trailers, RVs, material handling, or construction equipment, Stacked Commercial Truck and Trailer Repair in Whitehall.
At the heart of historic downtown Russellville, the Old Bank offers an upscale dining experience. With the freshest ingredients and creative touches, their menu has an item for everyone. From their signature lump crab cake to a classic blue cheese poutine, BLT wedge salad to hand-cut prime steaks. They aim to cater everyone. And that's not all. Upstairs at the Old Bank, you can enjoy live entertainment Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday with trivia, comedy shows, karaoke, live music, and more. Old Bank in downtown Russellville.
I have diabetes. I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I have asthma. I'm at risk too.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
If you're looking to update your home decor, then go see our friends at Coffin by Design West. At Coffin by Design West, they have design specialists on staff that can help you with your decisions on any updates to your home. They have over 7,000 square feet of beautiful new home decor pieces such as sofas, dining tables, design throw pillows, lighting, and chairs that arrive daily. For those of you who like the aromatique candles, you can find those and also gift cards. Located out west past Taylor Loop, 14900 Cantrell Road, or go to the web at coffinlumber.com.
Hi, I'm Hunter Bell from Bell Chevrolet. This holiday season, I want to take a moment to express our gratitude to our valued customers and friends. This time of year reminds us of the importance of family, community, and of giving. Your trust and support have been the foundation of our success for over 100 years, and for that, we are truly thankful. So from all of us at Bell Chevrolet, we wish you a Merry Christmas. Visit bellchevrolet.com today. Find new roads.
Live from the Eat My Catfish studios, it's time for Arkansas's #1 collar-driven sports show. It's Drive Time Sports on the Buzz Radio Network with your hosts, Randy Rainwater and Rick Schaefer. Lock it in and get ready to dial us up. Drive Time Sports is on the air.
Welcome back to hour number 2 of Drive Time Sports on the Buzz Radio Network. Rick Schaefer standing by in Northwest Arkansas. I'm Randy Rainwater. Today from Genesis of Conway, 10 75 Collier Drive in Conway. Be sure, when you come by to take your test drive, please ask for your, I don't think you'll have to ask, but please ask for your $50 gift certificate to one of the outstanding eating establishments in all of Arkansas, much less Conway. So come by, get your test drive, get your $50 gift certificate, and you will enjoy a great drive, and you will enjoy a fantastic meal. Let's do this.
And now, Trey Biddy is brought to you by Chris Crane Hyundai, Arkansas's #1 Hyundai dealer, and Genesis of Conway, Arkansas's only Genesis dealer. Genesis of Conway, the future of luxury today. Now, here's Trey Biddy.
All right, Trey, let's ask you this question. Your all-time favorite Christmas present?
Well, when I was in kindergarten, I asked my parents for a goat and got one.
A real goat?
A real goat, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I brought her to school. Her name was Rhodey.
You're kidding.
And yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, sure thing. That's a true story.
You asked for a goat and got one. How
Wow.
long did you have the goat?
Oh, probably about a year or two. Probably about a year, to be honest.
Then what'd you do with the goat?
Well, it was gone one day. I mean, now you're getting into personal.
Oh my gosh, it disappeared? Oh my
Well,
gosh.
no, it didn't disappear, but it was, you know, a 6-year-old having a goat's probably not the most practical present, but yeah. How's that stack up with everybody
Well,
else?
That is by and far. That is right now
the most
number
unusual.
Yeah, #1 on the list. I
Definitely the
would
most
think.
unusual.
Yeah.
All right, good.
I mean, we've had a shotgun, we've had a bow and arrow, the birth of a baby son, a fishing reel, a worm rod. Ben said the birth of my baby granddaughters, and that was plural. Then Keith had Cabbage Patch Kid, and now we have a goat. I mean, Rick and I was very simple.
Correctly.
Rick and I were very simple. We had Army men, Civil War, that kind of stuff,
Yeah, I got a Cal Ripken baseball bat.
and a bat, and
We
Cal
had
Ripken bat.
yeah, that's good. We had a couch. I remember my mom had just gotten recovered or something, and it was being stored in the basement. And I believe there was an incident with the goat.
Oh no!
That
Okay.
probably led to that.
All right.
But it's hard to remember. This is like 1983.
Yeah. The goat disappeared. Okay, we get it. You know, I thought as a sports fan, you asked for a goat and they gave you Tom Brady.
I don't have the buzzer. That's this one from Steve by way of our Southern Structural Solutions Buzz text line. Trey's goat Rhodey entered the transfer portal.
Yeah, maybe so. The one of the first.
All right, Trey, we'll ask a serious question. And you asked Trey if he's heard anything about Quincy McAdoo, that from the 501.
No, and I was kicking myself afterwards when I was transcribing Pittman, because he mentioned, and I asked him about the roster, and it's at 77 according to him, and I mentioned the other day, you know, I've got him at 85, but that's based on players who have said they're coming back or haven't said anything at all, who have eligibility left. And Pittman mentioned medical hardship. I think he just said a medical, but it's medical hardships what he's talking about. And I did not follow up, and that's on me. I should have asked if he was maybe referring to Quincy McAdoo, and you know, he may wanted these guys to be able to announce it themselves, but you know, I've kind of gone over all that stuff and just tried to figure out where the discrepancies could be. You know, at quarterback, I think they're in good shape. Pittman said, has mentioned that they would like to add a transfer portal running back, Rodney Hill, by the way, went to, was it Florida A&M, I believe, today, who was the Florida State transfer that we were talking about possibly visiting. But, you know, I don't know. They've got, 4 scholarship running backs? So I think one more, you know, would do it. And, you know, they've got Jamarian Burnett, who's a 4-star out of Alabama, who I think would fit that bill. I always say running back's either going to run or he can't. And, you know, as a freshman, you can come in and make an impact. And, you know, Pittman has said they need a wide receiver, and I've got them at 10 wide receivers on scholarship. So, you know, who's to watch there? I haven't heard anything from Isaiah Satania, Desmond James. We think Tyrone Broden said he's coming back, but again, that was just an emoji of a guy on a surfboard. So, and some pictures of him in Razorback uniforms. So, you know, to me, like, I don't know that you need more than 10 wide receivers if you want to really, you know, hit everything and balance things out. He talked about tight end being in good shape. We haven't heard from Francis Sherman yet, who would be a super senior next year. Remember, Pittman said guys have to be invited back. We haven't heard from Shamar Easter. I don't think anything's going to happen there. Just, you know, he was a redshirt freshman. Why would you put something out, you know, that you'd be returning? And he's from the state of Arkansas too. Offensive line, I've got him at 18. Pittman says they want to bring in another interior guy. Well, I mean, they're not carrying 19 offensive linemen. I know Pittman has a soft spot in his heart for him, but, you know, 17 is really, and this is all based kind of on my model of the 3 deep plus 1 that gives you, you know, a 3 deep on the offensive line at 15, and then an interior guy and an extra, you know, tackle. So 17 to me is the number that you want to get. So we haven't heard anything on Brady Latham. I've heard there's some talk that he could be, you know, maybe trying his hand at the NFL draft. You know, there's some other guys on this team that, you know, are older players that haven't really pushed for a starting spot. Those are definitely players you keep an eye on. Though you'd think, you know, if you're going to move, then now would be the time you would move. You know, Eli Henderson was a guy that was banged up last year. Is he a guy that they're talking about for a medical hardship? You know, just kind of trying to put the pieces together. Defensive end, they've got 7. I think that's probably about right. I think they'll add another one, though. Defensive tackle, I know that they need to add at least 1 or 2, probably as many as 2. We haven't heard anything from Eric Gregory, Marcus Miller, Kiwi Rose yet. I think all those guys are coming back. Cam Ball did say he's going to come back publicly, but linebacker, you know, I think you need defensive line. You need either, like, you know, 7 defensive ends, 7 or 8 defensive ends, 7 or 8 defensive tackles, 7 or 8 linebackers, I think is a good formula for those first 2 levels. And, you know, 2 of those positions having 8 and one of them probably having 7 just to make it all fit just right. But linebacker, you know, Pittman kind of said that they want to add a portal linebacker. I don't know if he said that exactly. He said a portal cornerback, a linebacker. So I don't know if he's saying just a linebacker or a portal cornerback, a portal linebacker, you know, just kind of breaking down how he said it. But Bradley Shaw is going to make a decision not too much longer. And right now people think Arkansas, he's number 101 prospect in the country overall, 4-star. So do you really need another linebacker? You know, if you get him, I don't know that you do, but you know, there's also a possibility they could shift some guys around a little bit. You know, Carson Dean, 6'4", 240. You know, we had him listed as an edge in our database as a recruit. Maybe he's a guy that they look at moving down a level at end or something like that. You know, just kind of conjecture on my part on that. But, you know, safety, I think, you know, you could probably add one, maybe. Cornerback, I mean, I've got him at about 19 if Cook signs. Well, Jeremy Cook hadn't signed, but that's another guy to watch. Like, why hasn't he signed? He's been committed since July. He hasn't taken any other visits anywhere else. Why would he not sign? So that might be a guy to watch that might not end up at Arkansas. He's still committed to Arkansas. So maybe that's a guy that moves things around a little bit. But if they brought him in, that would give them 19 defensive backs. I think 18 is a good number, and it's hard to say, you know, this many corners and this many safeties, because all these guys now, if you look at the roster, their heights and weights, they're all pretty much the same size now. You know, cornerbacks have gotten bigger, safeties have gotten smaller, and they kind of met in the middle. So I always just say 18 defensive backs. would probably set them well. So there's some guys to watch there. Keon Stewart says super senior. We haven't heard anything from him. You mentioned Quincy McAdoo. That would be another guy to possibly keep an eye on. I think Singletary and Braxton are really the only guys that have said, hey, coming back. Snacks didn't say, hey, I'm coming back, but there was we talked about the poster on X that from the Missouri fan that said, asked him if he would, come, enter transfer portal, come play for Missouri. And he said, no, I hate y'all. So I thought that was pretty interesting. And maybe that's a declaration that he's back. And then of course they got the 3 specialists, and so, yeah, there's a lot of room for some movement. To me, the roster is in flux until April 30th as far as departures go, with that being the closing of the second transfer portal window. So I know I answered more than Quincy McAdoo on you, but my brain just kind of starts rolling, and there's a lot to still sort out. So,
and that's okay, Trey. All right, so I think the current portal closes January the 2nd. Does that mean by January the 2nd at the latest, then we should find out who these other 8 that are expected to move on? I mean, is that a fair date that you can say we'll find out something?
I mean, there are some guys that may, do things like medical. I would think that anybody that's going to declare for the draft would do that, would say, hey, I'm entering the draft. Like I mentioned, Latham may be a possibility to do that. So, yeah, it's hard to say that, we'll know exactly at that point, but it shouldn't be too long after that, Randy, I wouldn't think. And, we maybe have a better idea of the people that Arkansas are really targeting to replace. There's, a visit date window in early January. I think they've got some guys lined up for the 6th. I guess that's the first Friday. So, they've got some guys lined up then. So we could see that being a pretty important weekend for them.
It just seems like with all this, I obviously Sam Pittman knows this, and as he adds players, he's not going to be held back because obviously he knows who it is. But a guy like Brady Latham, when's he got to make up his mind? When does I didn't realize Dwight McLaughlin actually had another year, or what?
Yeah, McLaughlin could have come back for another year.
Wow, didn't realize that.
East-West Shrine Bowl. Yeah, he could have come back. So yeah, there's a lot of things to watch still, but I do know this: we've got them right now, Randy, at 47 official visits used for 2024. So the NCAA allows 56. I think Pittman said they had 10, so there's a possibility that maybe we're off one somewhere. Or maybe somebody came in on unofficial and we thought it was official, but regardless, they're at 9 or 10, and they have what we believe right now is 8 spots, and that could change still. There still could be something happen. So they better nail these visits because, they only have wiggle room to miss on 1, maybe 2.
Okay.
There's a chance, obviously, that out of the transfer portal, somebody comes in at the end of the semester, right? Didn't that happen last year? There were a few that came in afterwards.
Oh yeah. We got a whole nother window coming up in April.
Yeah.
So there'll be more opportunities. Kiwi Rose, I believe, was one of them. That was a late addition.
Wasn't Tank Booker? I think he was too, wasn't he?
He might have been also. Yeah. And I think AJ Brathwaite. Amari Wiggins was a late addition out of junior college. So there was definitely a few guys in that late window.
Seems interesting that, if a guy is going to go into medical hardship, then why wouldn't he go ahead? I realize once you make that decision, there's no going back, at least at Arkansas. You can leave Arkansas, go someplace else and resume your career, but not at Arkansas. But if you know that, why not go ahead and make the declaration? I guess I'm just one of those. I want answers, and I don't think different.
I know.
Yeah,
that could be a hard thing to come to terms with too. But and maybe that's why there's a delay on that. But yeah, I'm kind of kicking myself. I've meant to ask about Quincy the last 2 times. It's kind of slipped my mind because the last couple press conferences have been, about other things. So.
All right, Trey, this from our Gangster Museum of America and Hattery, live feed feedback. Larry says Jeremy Cook is going to announce with Shaw since they're both from Hoover. I thought I read the other day the date is January the 6th is when they're going to make their decision. Known public.
Jeremy Cook is already committed to Arkansas.
Okay. I guess, is he going to reconfirm?
I guess he hasn't visited anywhere else. So.
Okay. Just wondering. I'm just reading. Let's see. This is Jay. Jay, good afternoon. You got a question or comment for Trey?
Hey, good evening, guys. Hey, Trey, just a couple of comments. I've heard this recruiting cycle, and whether it's callers into the show or message board type material being thrown out. Just want to get your thoughts on it. Don't you think that the NIL, to some extent, not obviously it's a factor, but thinking about specifically Arkansas kids that have ended up not at Arkansas, ended up other places, don't you think NIL, number one, is kind of an easy boogeyman to put, the blame on, so to speak, when in reality, maybe a Courtney Crutchfield looks at a Missouri, sees that offense, sees a couple of those receivers and the success they had this year and how good they looked, and the more certainty in that situation, and says, you know what, I think that's the place for me. And number two, the idea of, well, maybe a decade or so ago, we used to say, well, there's got to be the Arkansas kid out there that the 2 or 3 star that, overlooked, and well, he wants to be a hog, and he turned out to be great. That really, that's a bygone era, and we'll never have that again. And it's easy to romanticize that, but it's all about who in the portal can come help right now, and that's where recruiting efforts have to be focused.
It would be speculation again.
Thank you, Jay.
For me to say that's why. I think maybe there's a possibility also against speculation. That his teammates headed to Missouri also. And Arkansas didn't make a move on Dendy, so maybe that's another reason. But yeah, we kind of made the points yesterday that there's a lot of different potential factors. NIL money's going to be a part of everything. There's, I'm sure these schools, battle back and forth and know what somebody's getting offered and choose if they want to take that battle or not. And, at that point it comes down to who you like the best. And I think everybody's different also. I think there are always going to be players from inside the state who dream of being a Razorback. And, there's going to be others that don't really care. And a decade ago, I think we all said, they must have bought him. They must have paid for that player.
Right.
I was sure they did, huh?
Dropped off a bag.
Right.
Yeah, now we know. And, to his point also, it makes a lot of sense, guys, to invest in portal players because a lot of them have been in a college program, they've got film, and you know what you're getting, and they come in and they provide immediate impact. At the same time, it's important to develop your guys. I just think there's a balance. It depends on what school you're at. Georgia can probably afford to develop their own guys. That's a hotbed for talent, that state. Arkansas, just a little bit different. They have to utilize different areas. It used to be, nearby junior colleges in Texas and Mississippi and Kansas and, hitting Memphis and hitting Tulsa. There used to be kind of a strategy, getting kids in more northern Louisiana. Those used to be kind of the strategies, and of course, Texas. But now I think, you definitely have to really hit the portal if you're Arkansas and do a good job bringing guys in. And that's what that to me is the secret for Arkansas to to turn things around as a program.
All right, Trey, let's know we're out of time. So I'll try not to bring James on without the benefit of being able to not only ask the question, but get the answer. So
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Yes,
everybody
we want to wish
listening.
you and yours.
To you, Trey.
Hey, thank you to you guys for having me on every day, and thanks to all the listeners who say nice things and those who don't. Appreciate all of you. If you're listening, we appreciate you.
All right, buddy.
Absolutely.
Merry Christmas to you, Trey. All right.
Yep. Merry Christmas.
Bye, guys.
You and your family.
That's right.
Y'all too.
Up next, yes, please, and the family. Coming up next, Bart Reed, Pure Sweat Basketball Skills, Rick Schaefer, I'm Randy Rainwater. Live today from Genesis of Conway. Come see us, 1075 Collier Drive here in Conway. Back after this time out.
103.7 The Buzz is proud to bring you college football talk with Mark May every Thursday morning on Morning Mayhem. Brought to you by Edwards Food Giant, The Meat People, and by Dugan's Pub, located in the River Market.
Hey, this is Mitch at Red River Ram, Arkansas's #1 Ram dealer, and I've never been so happy as to introduce the Wrap Up the End of the Year sales event. Folks, we've got 20% off 23 brand new Ram heavy duties. Never been seen before. That's up to $18,000 off sticker. And you half-ton buyers, we've got 24 model Ram 1500s at $15,000 off. Make that beautiful drive to Heber Springs or check us out online at redriverram.com.
Land specialist Mike Poor at Whitetail Properties Real Estate chose forestry as his profession and has been a registered forester for over 30 years. As an accredited land consultant, Mike speaks land. He can help buyers like you find attributes on property that you might have overlooked or not fully understood. He also knows how to market property and negotiate transactions by understanding the needs of each party and providing solutions by being innovative, creative, and diligent. Call Mike Poor today at 501-428-7177. WhitetailProperties.com.
After I drop the kids off, I have to run across town for a meeting, hit the gym during lunch. Jake has soccer tonight, and Emily has gymnastics? Oh, did I turn on the crock pot this morning?
With a never-ending to-do list, it's easy to forget something important, like setting up a life insurance plan with Shelter Insurance. Your local Shelter agent can show you how to create a safety net for your family. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
For a free insurance review, see Shelter agent Jeff Hodge or Jay Hellman, Little Rock, or Bo Beavis in Cabot.
You've got questions? O'Reilly Auto Parts has answers. Need a pro you can trust? We've got that too. No matter what you need, our professional parts people have the training and expertise to help you do things right. Deep automotive knowledge. Just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. The professional parts people.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Ready to change your phone service? You gotta check out Boost Infinite Wireless at boostinfinite.com. You get their low-priced service and a brand new iPhone every year. And Boost Infinite's new technology gives you 3 networks for the price of 1. So you get the best quality calls and data anywhere you are. No one can do that except Boost. Switch today, boostinfinite.com, or call 855-55-BOOST. See boostinfinite.com for terms and conditions.
The season of giving is here. Luckily, Santa has a new tool this year. From John Deere apparel, toys, tools, and more. GoGreenway.com has something green for everyone under the tree. No sled needed. Our elves will ship these gifts directly to your door. Cross off your Christmas list today at GoGreenway.com. Greenway Equipment wishes you and your family a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Welcome back to Drive Time Sports, live from the Eat My Catfish studios, where it's much like any of the 7 Eat My Catfish locations, minus the always fresh, delicious food options like the family pack catfish dinners. The #1 sports radio show in Arkansas, Drive Time Sports on the Buzz Radio Network.
Welcome back to Drive Time Sports here on the Buzz Radio Network. Rick Schaefer. I'm Randy Rainwater today here Bart, why don't you sit right there? That'll make it a little bit easier on you. Yeah, we have royalty in the house. We have Bart Reed here
in the flesh.
In the flesh.
Now, I did that the other day, too, because he was worried about the phone lines. But, so far, the phone lines have been fine today.
They've been hanging in there. They have been hanging in there.
Knock on wood.
Yeah. That's knock on wood. By the way, Double B's, Steve, and the entire gang wants to wish everybody a very, very Merry Christmas. And certainly as we welcome in relatives, or whether or not we're on the highways headed out in amongst on our way to see our loved ones, you can stop by, at least inside the state, you can stop by at your local Double B's and you can load up on a lot of different things that might be part of what you are responsible for. For instance, drinks, whether it be ice, whatever it may be. Maybe you're in charge of the snacks and you got to take care of all that stuff. So be sure and stop in at your local Double B's. Check out all the December specials, because this month, as we say so often, is just simply flying by. And check out that Core Hydration Water, 30 ounce, for just $2. That's a 79-cent savings. And be sure and check out Double B's. It's where you gas it, grab it, and go. Make it Double B's. All right, Bart. Actually, I get to, you're right here. I get to play your intro right here.
That's right.
I mean, boy, this is, I'm not sure what more I can say.
It's time for the Basketball Insider in Arkansas. It's pure sweats, skills, and trainings. Bart Reed, made possible by Martin Orthopedics, with locations in Little Rock, North Little Rock, Cabot, and Hot Springs Village, staffed with fellowship-trained orthopedic surgeons and sports medicine specialists. For more information on the web, go to martinortho.care. Now, here's Bart.
Now, Bart, I've got to tell you, you are in amongst royalty.
Yeah.
These vehicles, the Genesis line of vehicles,
incredible.
It's as gorgeous, it's as top class, world class, however you want to say it, vehicle, first that you can look at.
Yeah.
I'm big about, I want to look good when I drive down the highway. But then the second thing is, obviously, when you get behind the wheel, you want it to ride. You want that comfort. You want that. Also, and I'm getting bigger about this the older that I'm getting. I don't have many more years to go. But anyway, and that is the security that vehicle will give me. I'll give you an example the other day. And a car pulled out in front of me, and I stomped on my brakes.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a sensor that went off. But what I noticed, I'd never had this happen before in a car. The seat belt tightened up. In other words, it was going to lock me into place. It was not going to let me get a whiplash or, well, probably couldn't 100% prevent that. But bottom line is, I'm like, this is about as much safety I think I've ever found in a vehicle that automatically locks the seatbelt so I can't go. Once I let off the brake, once everything, all the sensors went off, then it went back into that relaxed mode.
Yep.
But I like knowing that if I had that kind potential danger confronting me, that I was going to be locked into that car to where the seatbelt might protect me from a fatal accident.
Yep, because I think everybody thinks technology with cars is all about looks. The safety is really, because
absolutely.
Lily's 1 month away from driving. Wilson will be driving soon. So now my wife and I, it's all safety for us because we're thinking we got to put our kids behind. So beautiful cars here at Genesis, but what a wonderful building!
Isn't it fantastic?
State of the art. I mean, coming here just to hang out, just to test drive a car.
Yeah. By the way, if you test drive one during the break, you can do that. Get a $50 gift certificate to an eating place here in town.
Nice.
I mean, if you want to buy it, that's okay. That one is what I'm driving right up there. That's the G80 sedan. Yeah. You talk about big dogging. I put my hand on top of the steering wheel, and I get that proper look as I'm riding down the highway like I'm big time stuff.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, right.
You got to look good.
Yeah, got to look good. Styling and profiling is what we used to say.
That's right.
You know, when Trey was talking a moment ago, when he said he got a goat I don't know if you were listening or not, or had a chance to listen or not, but the all-time favorite Christmas present, I'm going to ask you that in a moment. Your all-time favorite Christmas present. Trey said he got a goat. Well, back in the day, back in 1969, you know what we'd have said? That's a GTO. That's a goat. Right. We called them goats back then. Yep. But, yeah.
That goat would run, wouldn't it?
That goat would. You know what my daddy did to me?
What?
He did this to me. Now, the trade-off was I got chrome reverse wheels and red line tires. He made me have an automatic. Now, you talking about, I had a friend who had a SS, 396, and he had like a 5-speed in the floor. Every friend every person I knew had what? They had a stick in the floor.
Of course. Yep.
What did I get? I get automatic.
No.
How embarrassing.
It just takes a little bit of the driving experience when you have a car that.
Still embarrassing to this day. That's been 100 years ago.
Now everything's automatic.
All right, Bart, your favorite all-time Christmas present. If you don't say your first basketball, I'd be crushed.
Well, I was just about to say, I'm going to take it one step further. So my first official NBA, because, the NBA basketball is different.
Yeah,
and that's what I was always an NBA guy. When I got my first genuine leather official Spalding NBA basketball, it was something like I had never felt before. And I think I actually slept in it in the bed because you got to break it in. It's full leather. So that has to be my favorite.
That's kind of like getting a glove.
Yes.
And the first night you had it, you slept with it.
Yep.
And there's a lot of different ideas on how to break one in.
Yep.
I never understood. I understood a little bit later on in life, but I still didn't understand why you'd soak it in water. But I've seen, you had to come back automatically with the cream or the oil, whatever it was. But so the leather wouldn't dry out. But yeah, so I can remember. You remember it was back then. Who was it? The commissioner. Rick, who was the commissioner? Was it Pete Rozelle back in the late 60s, early 70s?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he was there. He's gotten a lot of publicity lately because the NFL played after the Kennedy assassination, and he was the one that made that decision. And he was the guy into the 70s. Tagliabue was after him.
Because I got a NFL football, an actual NFL football. Well, it wasn't one that came out. Do I, Rick?
Was it signed by Pete Rozelle?
Yeah, I had Pete Rozelle's name on it. I couldn't remember if it was his name.
Can you imagine getting excited about a football signed by the commissioner, not by Bart Starr or Paul Horning or one of your
that was way
players?
back. I mean, that's back in the late 60s.
Rick, you couldn't play with an autograph ball by somebody like that. You'd have to put it.
Oh, that's true. That is very true.
Right.
Yeah.
You would put it up for sure.
But you could get them with their signatures, like baseball bats. I don't know about you guys, but when I was playing baseball as a kid, you had a Mickey Mantle bat or a Willie Mays bat.
Yeah, I had Mickey Mantle.
On it. Obviously, it was a faux signature, but they were made by Louisville Sluggers, so obviously they had those guys' signatures. And so why wouldn't you have a football with Bart Starr's signature on it instead of Pete Rozelle?
Ronnie Harrell, longtime teammate, friend. He had a Nellie Fox. It looked like a tree trunk he was trying to swing.
They couldn't hit a home
right.
run, right?
Good
get the back
gracious. That thing was monstrous.
Yeah. It takes time for that. Most of the high school balls, you get them out and they're ready to play, and right, you want to preserve them. The NBA ball, Spalding has to dribble it. They have a machine that dribbles it like 4,000 times before they even put it new to sell, and so it takes about a year to break that ball in. I still have it, and it looks great.
Wow.
Full leather. Yep.
A year to break in. Wow. All right, I've got a couple of questions for you, and this is from our Gangster Museum of America and Hattery Live fan feedback. Ashley says, please have Bart talk about the sub, I think she meant pattern, not partner, sub pattern. Leighton Blocker barely played. Brazil barely played. I contend.
Yes.
I contend they both played the first half. Brazil still doesn't look like either it's his knee that he's not all of a sudden confident in, or that ankle is still bothering him in some way. He does not look like Bart. He is moving like he did before the ankle injury. There was a spurt there, a couple of jams, and he seemed to be able to stop, pop, that fadeaway, all the different things. He doesn't look like right now the same player.
And we talked about this. Like, I don't understand after the injury, because we said 4-week window, and we had a break coming up here where there was not. Why do you play him? Because he's obviously still, whether it's ankle or knee, why not rest him when the injury happened?
Right.
So he's ready. That was the head scratcher for me, that he's out there, because he's obviously struggling compared to what he was. So and you guys could have a different thought on this. I think right now he is trying to tinker with the lineup. I would not read into anything about whether Layden Blocker played, because Mekhi Mitchell barely played in the second half. In my opinion,
he didn't play in the second half.
Didn't play in the second half. Mekhi Mitchell's been really great for us defensively inside. One of the few. He's really held it down for us. I think Layden keeps it. Those are the two most consistent guys on defense, and I think Brazil gives you that intangible shot blocking rebound. So I think he's trying to toy with the lineups to see who is doing what. So that's my opinion. I think he knows that those three are in the rotation, and I think he's trying to figure out who else fits into that. And I could be wrong, but I certainly think that's part of it. Minifield, someone asked me, why do you put a guy that's only had that playing him that many minutes? Coach Musselman comes from an NBA background. For him to see a sample size that's to make a decision on whether he should play, he's got to play minutes. You have to put him in, and you have to play him. So that's why he's playing so many minutes right away.
He is very quick. That's another thing. And certainly that quickness played off, I thought, in the second half, being able to break down some of the Abilene Christian defense, dishing, creating, so forth and so on. I am not expecting him to score. He scored, I think, 11 last night. I'm really not expecting him to be a big scorer based upon all the other players that you have.
Yeah.
But if they basically dare you to shoot, you've got to shoot. And if you can drive it to the basket, you've got to try to drive it, and you've got to try to finish. If you get fouled, then you got to go to the foul line to finish. But there's a lot of, if I said moving parts, Bart, I'm not sure. Even a chess table would have as many moves right now.
Yep,
that's going on.
Because Minifield's got to be able to play against SEC caliber opponents. That's my worry with him being that slight.
Yeah. And we will find. Oh, he's a whopping 165 gripping pounds. Yeah. All right. Drive Time Sports will continue from Genesis in Conway in just one moment.
Your home for Dallas Cowboys football is 103.7 The Buzz. Presented by Beechwood Pinnacle Hotels. America's team on your fun and game station, 103.7 The Buzz.
It's finally that magical time of year. The year-end closeout at Gwatney Chevrolet. If a brand new SUV is on your Christmas list, now's the time to buy. Get up to $3,500 off a 2024 Chevy Equinox when you buy before December 31st. SUVs not your style? No problem. If you wish you could see a pickup truck under your tree, we have you covered. Get up to $10,000 off a 2024 Chevrolet Silverado this month only. Plus, buy at Gwatney Chevrolet this month and you'll make 0 payments for 4 months. That's right, you get to keep those savings for all your holiday shopping. If you want a fantastic deal on a new SUV or truck, you don't want to miss the year-end closeout at Gwatney Chevrolet, Arkansas's #1 Chevy dealer. Come see us at 1301 TP White Drive in Jacksonville or visit GwatneyChevrolet.com to learn more. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
When you do something for over 45 years, you get really good at it. Like Roger here. He's been raking leaves for over 45 years. With a twist of his trusty rake, he can shape a pile of leaves into a grizzly bear catching salmon. A 1/5 scale of Mount Rushmore.
Whoa.
Even a working International Space Station. Stunning detail, Roger. We're a lot like Roger raking leaves, except we do it with insurance. Williamson Insurance, protecting your business and your family for over 45 years.
'Tis the season for huge savings at River Valley Tractor, your leading Kubota dealers in Central Arkansas. At River Valley Tractor, find tractors rated #1 in durability that gets your toughest jobs done with ease. Make your Christmas list orange this year with your friends at River Valley Tractor. River Valley Tractor in Bryant, Sherwood, Conway, Russellville, and Pine Bluff. Visit rivervalleytractor.com today.
Serving part-time in the Army National Guard has led to a lot of firsts for me. It paid for me to be the first person in my family to go to school. That education got me to the first day at my dream job, which I can still hold while I serve part-time. That job and the home loan benefits I got from the Army National Guard helped me buy my first house. I also know that I will be one of the first to respond if my community ever needs me.
Sponsored by the Arkansas Army National Guard. Aired by the Arkansas Broadcasters Association and this station.
'Twas the month of Christmas, and the fat man had a bone to pick. A peculiar problem for old Saint Nick. All his elves had lost their ways, because instead of toys, everyone wanted new Hyundais. Santa nearly went insane over the getaway sales event at Chris Crane. But when he saw the SUVs of Hyundai, Santa declared, "I too shall upgrade my sleigh." So if you hear a rumble in the night with a sleek new Hyundai in sight, just know it's Santa on his way in a new Palisade from Chris Crane Hyundai.
Live from the Eat My Catfish studios, you feed your crave for sports by listening to Drive Time Sports. Much like you feed your crave at any of the 7 Eat My Catfish locations. You're in hog heaven. This is Drive Time Sports, a presentation of the Buzz Radio Network.
Welcome back to Drive Time Sports in the Buzz Radio Network. Rick Schaefer, Bart Reed, Randy Rainwater. You know, this is the time we all get together, and you get the family together, whether, you know, after some cases, you got the hangover from Thanksgiving still. You don't want the turkey. You don't want the dressing. You don't want the big meal. However, if you're looking to impress the family, and you're talking about probably coming out on, from a financial standpoint, you may even come out better based upon how much a turkey costs. The Riverfront Steakhouse. And you can also get a gift certificate from the Riverfront Steakhouse. In other words, buy 50, get $10 free, a gift card free. But you could take the family to the Riverfront Steakhouse. The salad bar would probably feed most right off the bat. That'd be it. End of story. Now, this is dinner for two for $60. But then you get the entree, which is a 10-ounce filet, plus 4 of the Frank Fletcher fried shrimp, which I've always said, wrist to the top of your fingertips. That's how big the shrimp are. And then you get to pick from 2 sides. And the baked potato, we've been talking about an NFL football. That baked potato looks like it's that big. I mean, you could certainly share that with several. But you could take the family to the Riverfront Steakhouse. You could treat them like kings and queens, and you'd still come out on the good end of the stick, so to speak. So ask for William, ask for Shapur. Tell him I sent you. That's 371-9000, 501-371-9000. Open today, which is Friday and tomorrow night. Make a reservation for tomorrow night and enjoy that Christmas meal. I realize that tomorrow is just the 23rd, and they're not going to be open Christmas Day, obviously. But be sure and stop by the Riverfront Steakhouse in North Little Rock Wyndham Hotel, and you will enjoy a meal that would be fit for a king. All right, let's talk to some of our callers who we think are waiting. Lewis, good afternoon. Welcome to Drive Time Sports. Lewis, your all-time favorite Christmas present?
It was, believe it or not, Randy, it was a toy. You may remember this, called the Slinky.
Slinky? That was it? You love the Slinky?
I love that Slinky. Yeah, because all the things it could do, man, it could go up and down steps and everything else. And you could.
So did you like the Etch-a-Sketch then? If you like that, it's like the Slinky and the Etch-a-Sketch went hand in hand.
Exactly. And I got one of those too, but that Slinky, man, it did something for me, man. It was I thought it was neat.
Well, if you were blessed with steps, you could watch it climb down the steps.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. So yeah, that was my favorite one. But the main reason I called is I wanted to wish all you fine gentlemen a very, very Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
You likewise,
To you
Lewis.
too. Wow.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you, Lewis.
Okay.
Merry Christmas to you.
Do they still sell Slinkies? They probably do, huh?
They should.
Oh, you could probably find one. It may not be like on the shelf like it used to be, but you can almost find anything anymore.
But
now you may
how
pay a
long were they
premium
fun?
for it.
If you got a Slinky for Christmas, did you play with it on the 26th or 27th? I mean, pretty much you did everything you could do with it on the first day, didn't you?
Well, you can let it walk up and down the steps over and over again, I guess.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Let's talk to Jake. Jake, good afternoon. What is your favorite all-time Christmas present?
Gentlemen, good afternoon,
Hey,
Double
Jake.
R. Good afternoon,
Hey, Jake.
Rick.
Hey, Jake.
Love you guys as always, man. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you.
So I am 45 years old, so that puts me right in line with the first movie that I ever remember seeing in the theater was Return of the Jedi.
Oh my goodness!
And I got
You see it on Christmas Day?
Yeah, well, I don't know if it's Christmas Day, Rick, but I do remember my whole family, and at the time I had 4 brothers and sisters. I have more now. But all of us went to that movie, and that's the first movie experience I have. But anyway, I got the actual full-size, real Millennium Falcon
I had it too. Yep.
when I was a kid, and I got rid of it. I threw it away after I got older. And you know how much that thing's worth now?
It's got to be a lot, Jake. I was just about to say, how much is it worth?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And it was the original, not Lego, not nothing like that. Like the original. And I also got 2 of the speeders that they're flying through in the woods, and there was a little button on the back that you could push, and it would like break apart, throw the stormtrooper off. I got 2 of those too. So I got the Millennium Falcon and 2 speeders and like the characters from Star Wars, and it was the coolest thing ever until, I got older and it wasn't cool and I got rid of it. And man, how dumb am I?
Yeah. That stuff's worth a lot of money now.
Oh yeah.
Well, I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this, Jake. Here's what I gave away. Didn't realize what I had at the time. There was a company called Tonka Toys. I had a bulldozer. I had a crane. I can't remember all the things that I had. And I never would take it out and play with it because I didn't want to get it dirty and scratched up. So I'd only play with it inside.
Mm-hmm.
And then next thing I know, okay, we need to clean out. Let's do it. You don't ever play with these, do you? No, not really. Well, I wonder what Tonka Toys would be worth today.
I think, I'm not 100% positive, I think the Star Wars toys, the original ones, were made by Hasbro, but I'm not 100% positive on that. But either way, I know they're worth a lot of money now, and I got rid of it like it was nothing, So, hey, wanted to ask Bart real quick before I get off here. Bart, I feel like Joseph Pinion could be an asset to this team.
Yeah.
He doesn't need 20 minutes a game. He doesn't even need probably 10 minutes a game. But he needs 5 minutes of solid, he's playing better defense.
Yep.
And he needs to be able to get in when they can get him shots and create plays for him.
Yep.
And so I wanted to see what you thought about that. But that'll let you guys go. As always, Paul, Merry Christmas to all.
Merry Christmas.
To all, good night.
All right.
I'll be in Arkansas when I park this rig tonight. So I'm happy.
Great news.
Right.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jake.
Thank you, Jake. Merry Christmas to you and your family.
Great question.
All right, here's a great question for you, Bart. This from our Gangster Museum of American Hattery, live fin feedback. Hog Call says, ask Bart, will Arkansas go 9-9 in the conference? I see them in the middle of the pack or lower.
Okay, so let me get to that, but because I wanted to expand on Jake's question because it's such a good one. So I think, in my opinion, with one person that I would have been given minutes to, because how many did he play last night? 11, Rick? 11 players, 10 players? A lot.
Played 11 guys.
11 guys.
Yeah.
Joseph Pinion is the one guy that can give you shots and buckets in a hurry. And when you look at it, and I know Rick and I have talked about it, I've been saying this for 2 years. Coach Musselman finally addressed it against Lipscomb about the 10-shot differential between, well, they took 20 more shots. They took 72 shots. We took 52.
And how many turnovers, though, by Arkansas?
A lot. So it was probably
19,
18 versus. And so there's a lot of factors that come into play. But this is why you look at Arkansas and they shoot, 52% from the field, 46% from the three-point line. They're at home and in a tight game to a low mid-major down by 7 at halftime. It's the flow and style of play, and I think Joseph can give you quick catch and shoots. I've said this. I think we play too slow at times, and I think it's really come back to get us because we look stagnant on the offensive end because we can't go down and get a quick bucket. I love Trayvon. Trayvon Mark is a fantastic player. He takes a long time to score. There's no quick catch and shoot. He's got to dribble. And there's nothing wrong with that. Joseph could give this team another dimension. I'm not sure other than defense why he plays because his defense is pretty solid from what we've seen. Small sample size, but it's been decent.
All right, we will step away. Coming up is hour number 3. Rick Schaefer, Bart Reed, I'm Randy Rainwater. Genesis of Conway, 1075 Collier Drive. Come by, test drive at Genesis and get a $50 gift certificate.
Red River Ram, Arkansas's #1 Ram dealer, and I've never been so happy as to introduce the wrap-up the end of the year sales event. Folks, we've got 20% off 23 brand new Ram heavy duties. Never been seen before. That's up to $18,000 off sticker. And you half-ton buyers, we've got 24 model Ram 1500s at $15,000 off. Make that beautiful drive to Heber Springs or check us out online at redriverram.com.
It's the season for giving, and Saracen makes it special this December. Play to win an incredible Mercedes-Benz CLS 450 from Mercedes-Benz of Little Rock. With an alluring look of luxury, the CLS 450 is a top-of-the-line Mercedes, and it can be yours just for playing at Saracen. Only 40 minutes away, Saracen Casino is Little Rock's closest place to play and win the Mercedes-Benz of your dreams.
Saracen Casino Resort, Vegas, Arkansas style.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
103.7 The Buzz is proud to bring you college football talk with Mark May every Thursday morning on Morning Mayhem. Brought to you by Edwards Food Giant, The Meat People, and by Dugan's Pub, located in the River Market.
Hey everybody, it's John Neighbors from Out of Bounds. Just want to wish you all a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And thank you for listening to 103.7 The Buzz. Hogs by 90.
Buzz News.
We know one of the 2 people identified in the shooting death that took place near a Little Rock church. Police identified 20-year-old Modesty Allman as a victim of the shooting that happened Wednesday night on West 14th Street. That's near the Bethesda Missionary Baptist Church. Police are still awaiting confirmation from the state crime lab to positively identify the other victim. This is still an ongoing investigation. If you know anything, please call the Little Rock Police Department. Pulaski County Judge Barry Hyde appointed former State Senator Joyce Elliott to the Central Arkansas Library System Board of Trustees. Elliott will begin her 3-year term on January 1st following the departure of Judge Robert Brown. In that role, Elliott, along with the board's 6 other members, will decide how money is distributed within the library system. From the Channel 7 Newsroom, I'm Ashley Lunningham.
Brought to you by Good Soul Truck Accessories. Get the gifts guys like from Good Souls. Guys love their trucks. Good Souls has a store full of great gift ideas. Good Soul Truck Accessories in Jacksonville.
Weather from the Fletcher Weather Center with Channel 7's Melinda Mayo.
The first of a few rounds of light scattered showers moves in for today, a high of 61, and tonight's low drops down to 52. The same story on Saturday with light rainfall, but heavier and more widespread rain Sunday. From the Channel 7 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Melinda Mayo.
Today's special at the Riverfront Steakhouse in the Wyndham Hotel. Dinner for 2 for $60. Split a 10-ounce filet, fried shrimp, and our famous salad bar.
This is Pat Bradley, and I'll be on Morning Mayhem Weekly with Baz, Roger, and Justin, presented by Alcoa Community Federal Credit Union. Alcoa Community FCU has rates as low as 3.99% with their New Year's auto loan special. Hurry, offer ends January 31st.
Hey, Penny.
Oh, what's wrong, Santa?
This old sleigh is worn out.
We got you, Santa. Guardy Buick GMC is hosting the 12 Deals of Christmas.
It's Guadney Buick GMC's 12 Deals of Christmas, featuring a mix of new and pre-owned vehicles with special Christmas pricing. 2023 Buick Encores starting at just $22,900. 2023 GMC Sierras up to $13,000 off. 2023 Acadia and Enclave with up to $8,000 off. But what about the interest rate, Penny?
Don't worry, Santa. Select Buicks and Terrains are just 1.9%.
Guadney Buick GMC is doing 1.9%? Those other dealers are going on my naughty list. Call 501-945-4444 or visit 5700 Landers Road, North Little Rock, next to Sam's. Guadney Buick GMC.com. GMC. We are professional grade. Stock numbers 19250, 19300, 19655. All offers with approved credit.
You knew the risks when you decided to drive drunk. There could be a crash. People could get hurt or killed. But that didn't stop you, did it? You knew you could get arrested. You could incur huge legal expenses, and you could possibly even lose your job. You were well aware of the consequences of driving drunk. But one thing's for sure. You were wrong when you said it was no big deal. Drive sober or get pulled over.
By the Arkansas Highway Safety Office.
Our care clinics are your hometown source for primary medical care. Our doctors, nurses, and counselors can help patients of all ages with anything from common colds and immunizations to depression, anxiety, and chronic diseases. Our network includes both mail order and local pharmacies to fulfill your prescriptions. If you don't have insurance, it's okay. We can help with that too. And no one is turned away. With more than 65 locations in Arkansas, there's a good chance we're in your hometown. Look us up at ourcare.net.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, a Pfizer vaccine.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine. It can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
Hey guys, it's Dee Dee with Ava Bella Day Spa. It's Christmas time again. We have our Jingle Bells special, which is $100, and that's an entire facial treatment. We also have our wonderful Christmas time special. You get a stress reliever massage, a peppermint scalp massage, and a foot scrub, all for $125. Just go to avabelladayspa.com, click on Instant Gift Certificates, and you can purchase it right there. Send it to your recipient or print it out. Happy holidays!
This holiday season, how will you celebrate? Stick to the classics or boldly forge new traditions? Because with Cadillac, there's no wrong way to celebrate. Where dynamic sedans promise holiday joy around every turn, and stunning SUVs invite you to seize the season in maximum style. This holiday season, no matter how you celebrate, Cadillac is celebrating you. Visit your Cadillac showroom today.
Live from the Eat My Catfish studios, it's time for Arkansas's #1 collar-driven sports show. It's Drive Time Sports on the Buzz Radio Network with your hosts, Randy Rainwater and Rick Shaper. Lock it in and get ready to dial us up. Drive Time Sports is on the air.
Hour number 3 of Drive Time Sports here on the Buzz Radio Network. Rick Shafer standing by in Northwest Arkansas. We got Bart Reed, Pure Sweat Basketball Skills. Thanks to Martin's Orthopedics. We have got yours truly here today from Genesis of, well, Bart is too now, from Genesis of Conway. And we're now joined by Robert. And Robert, I've been asking everyone, so you got to play along with my little reindeer game.
Sure.
What is your all-time favorite Christmas present?
The one that comes to mind was a BB gun that was leaned up against the Christmas tree one morning when I was young.
That's cool. And we had Lynn from Sherwood. Lynn said he got a Daisy BB gun, which was the big name back then. Papa Red said he and his brother got bicycles. I can remember my first bicycle, how important I felt getting that at the particular time. And one of our longtime friends, I didn't realize he had turned 70 just the other day, but we're talking with Sandy Sanford down in El Dorado. Sandy, I didn't know you were only just a couple years behind me in age.
Well, I think you got me mixed up. I'm not.
When I saw you were like 52, I thought, you got to be kidding me. You can't be that young.
Yeah. Well, I thought I was kidding me too, because I never thought I'd make it this far.
I know that
my
feeling
best growing
too.
up
Yeah,
not to make it this far.
yeah, I know that feeling too. What's up, buddy?
Yeah. Man, this is living life and loving every minute of it. Y'all talking about your favorite Christmas present?
Yeah.
For me, obviously there's a present involved, but my favorite Christmas, 1983. So my dad was a professional ball player, and then when he figured out that that wasn't going to work out for him, and he went in the oil business, and in the early 80s, man, the oil business took a hit bad, and so we were without electricity more than we had it in 83. But I remember for Christmas that year, I asked for Hawk, Hawk, Hawk cologne, and a duffel bag. Now, who knows? Hawk probably smelled like the gym that I played at. That's what I wanted that year. and so I got it. That's what I got for Christmas that year. And I remember my dad was sitting there. He was just like all down in the dumps and depressed. And I was like, Daddy, what's the matter? And he's like, just, didn't really get to have much of a Christmas. I said, Dad, I got everything I asked for. I couldn't. It was beyond me to understand how he could be upset. A few months later, he was dating this lady, and she said something about, nowadays you have to have a whole living room full of presents to get kids to appreciate it. He said, that's not necessarily the case. And so he told her the story. But that was, I was 12 years old. And so, 12 years old, 1983, Hawk cologne and a duffel bag to carry my gym clothes in.
Yeah, Sandy,
That was my
I've
all-time favorite Christmas.
I've got one for you. I got this for Christmas, and I swear if they were telling me the truth, it smelled better on my friends than it ever did on me. And it was called Old English.
Old English.
Old English.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it stunk on me. I think I smelled like a skunk. So I hope the Hawk smelled good on you when you put it on, and not like Old English did on me.
I doubt very seriously it did. Of course, nothing smells good on the 12-year-old boy.
That's probably true. That's not the age I got Old English too. Yeah.
My grandfather, when I was my dad's dad, he had a bottle of Hiya Karate.
Oh, High Karate.
I remember as a kid, I was
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd done put it on me before we go to church on Sunday morning. He'd put a little dab on his fingers and put it around my neck. And boy, I thought I was a grown man then because I'm wearing High Karate.
Oh my
That's right. Hey, the
gosh.
commercials were great. They were kind of inspired by James Bond movies.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, they were.
Commercials.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember that.
So great memories. But hey, I wanted to wish you guys a Merry Christmas. And
You like
I know I tell Randy this often, and that is I try not to let opportunities pass by without talking to my friends and telling them I love them, and that I appreciate them. And so that definitely goes for you guys. I love you guys. Appreciate you, and have a Merry Christmas.
Thank you. You too, Sandy.
Sandy.
We love you,
Yeah.
brother. Loan that gentleman.
He's a big Astros fan, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
I was going to say I thought maybe his favorite Christmas present was the Sports Illustrated commemorative issue after they won one of the 2 World Series they've won recently.
Yeah, I think most. I mean, it's okay. We kind of revert back to our youth when we think of this kind of question
That's
more
right.
so than what we think of as adults.
Yeah.
Yeah. Robert, I'd like to have a Genesis GV80 underneath my tree.
I don't blame you.
And
I
either
don't
that
think
or
it'll fit under your tree.
Either that or the G. Well, I know I'll knock out a wall, get underneath the tree, or a G80. Either way, I'll take either or.
Absolutely. They're wonderful vehicles. And we were talking earlier just to how secure and substantial they feel.
That is amazing. I mean, I was telling Bart earlier, I don't know if you heard me talking or not. Guy cut in front of me, I slammed on my brake, and all of a sudden the seat belt, I mean, everything else is going off, sirens. I mean, I keep waiting for, something from the sky to come tumbling down. But the seat belt, I mean, it didn't jerk me back, but it locked in place.
Sure.
And had I kept on going forward, I had to slam my brakes totally, and it would have kept me from going forward. I wouldn't have had to worry about the airbag unless I made contact with the car in front of me. But man, I mean, you talking about feeling secure. I feel secure.
Very safe. I mean, you ask Tiger Woods. The Genesis vehicles are safe.
So I was asked, I'm glad you brought that up. Which vehicle was he driving?
I'm not sure. For some reason in my mind, I'm thinking it's the GV80.
That sounds right.
Right.
That sounds right. But I couldn't tell you 100% as well. Now, we are in the festive spirit, Robert, today. And I don't know if Drew made this up or whether or not Chris made this up. But when I saw this, it's like a Christmas present from Santa. 1.99% on the GU70s, and then 1.99 on the GV80s.
Yeah, that'd be an amazing gift, wouldn't it?
Wow.
Yeah, that's an amazing rate that's available to the end of the year. 1.99 on the GV70s at 48 months, and then also on the GV80s, 48 months. And even at 60 months, it's 2.99. Or 72 months, it's 3.99. So those are all great rates.
Absolutely. So the 1.99 is through December 31st.
Yes.
Okay. All right. And there are some other benefits that we don't talk enough about. Oh, by the way, Bart, this has the IIHS Top Safety Pick. It is the KBB Best Buy Award and the NHTSA 5-star safety ratings. So everything you've been saying about Lilly and Wilson, bingo, bango.
So I just had somebody text me, Robert. So how many selling days do you have left in the year? Do you know the holiday schedule?
Of course, we'll be closed. Christmas will be closed New Year's Day, but we're open every day except Sunday, 9 till 7.
There you go. And I counted, by the time you add in the electric, I'm counting about a dozen different packages that you could get on between what I'll call the SUV and the sedan. But let's say you could have a G70 sedan that is electric, or you could have a G70 that's the sport. Now, if I read all the information correct, now Chris was bragging on you, Drew was bragging on you that you know the product so well. So if I need educating, you can do so. But it seemed like when I kept looking at the different automobiles, there seemed to be special different packages that I assume basically was either taking features away or adding 2 features, but it just created another option for the buyer.
Yeah, and so there's a price point for everybody.
Right.
So there's a lot of different trims that come, and of course there's 2 different engines that come in the Genesis vehicles, and so we can hit a price point that's comfortable for you.
Very good. And we got an answer last week that the G70 is equivalent in size to the Malibu.
That's probably correct.
Okay. I got that.
And they're fun to drive.
I got a good authority. I use that. I keep up with all these fancy terms. Let's talk with Steve. Steve, good afternoon. Welcome to Drive Time Sports.
Hey, Randy, I just wanted to wish you and Rick and everybody on Drive Time a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Man, you're the best.
Thank you.
All right, Steve, before you go, what is your all-time favorite Christmas present?
Well, Rick ain't going to like this, but it was a 16-gauge shotgun when I was 12 years old.
Well, that's all right. Why wouldn't I like that? I just don't like shooting animals, but if you have a gun, that's okay.
Well, I got it for 40 years with Duck, and first time I ever met Randy Rainwater, and this will go back a long time. I officiated basketball for 25 years, and I met him and Bill Powell doing a radio show on a regional basketball tournament in Des Arc, Arkansas.
Wow. You are rolling.
And so, I'm not far behind you, Randy. I might be a little bit further from Rick. I don't know.
Rick and I are pretty close in age.
We're pretty close to the same. Yeah.
But my main thing was, did you get Christmas right? Christmas Eve is not until Sunday night.
I know. I got fired up a minute ago. Tomorrow's the 23rd. That's Saturday. And the 24th is Sunday. That's Christmas Eve. I got fired up. I couldn't help it.
You had me in a panic because I thought I had another day to do what I had to do.
Well, no, I started saying, I don't mean to make you panic, because if you panic, then I panic, because I got some things I got to do as well. Okay.
Well, I just want to tell you, I love your show, and y'all have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Hey, buddy, thank you, Steve. You have a Merry Christmas as well.
All right, bye bye.
Hey, Randy, I wanted to say. Oh, go ahead, Rick. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was going to
first priority today.
Well, I was going to say, because the Genesis look beautiful online, until you come and actually look at it in person, it doesn't do it justice. I keep looking at this beauty right here next to me, and it is take your breath away.
All right, that is the GV80, and Robert, I don't think this is considered what they call the mid-size SUV, but yet it's not as long as the Suburban. But I think what you'll find is it has all the cargo and seating space in there that anyone could want.
Sure. No, it wouldn't be considered the same as a Yukon or a full size.
Right.
But it is a beautiful vehicle, and this one that Bart's looking at is in this beautiful Makulu gray with vanilla beige interior, the Napa leather interior, and it is just you got to experience it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's one thing to look at it, but you got to drive it and experience it.
Well, during the next break, Bart, I want you to go sit in the seat.
Yeah, I want to sit in the seat.
Now, Bart's about 6'4", 6'5", so that'll be a good little.
That would be a good test,
Yeah,
yes.
it's a little test for him to get in there and try it out. But it's got that honeycomb grill, which I think makes it look so classy. When I see that honeycomb grill, I think of luxury. I think of style. The neat thing about it, Bart, I thought I was being spotlighted by Batman and Robin the first time at night. I opened up the doors and they had the Genesis logo on the ground.
Whoever thought of that's the smartest person ever.
Wait a minute,
Yeah.
where's Batman? Where's Robin? They're trying to get me here real quick. All right, let's talk with Victor. Victor, good afternoon. Welcome to Drive Time Sports. What is your all-time favorite Christmas present, Victor?
I'm thinking about that. I got a pellet gun when I was probably 7 or 8, 22 caliber pellet gun. But I remember when I was 12, I got a 20 gauge old
shotgun with a poly scope on the end of it. Kind of funny, they had sold the presents, and my sister, she had 3 or 4 presents. I didn't have but one. And they opened all of them up. I don't remember what it was. It wasn't a whole lot. And I thought, man, wow, what's going on here? And then my dad walked out with that shotgun, you know, and that kind of made the whole Christmas. I just wanted to call and tell y'all Merry Christmas. I said I'm a truck driver. I got in 2 days in a row. That's pretty good.
That is awesome.
Have a Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
I appreciate the show. And I want to throw in that question I asked Coach Steve by Bart, if that's all right.
Sure.
I'm just watching. I don't get to watching all the games. The one I watched, and I told this by Coach Steve last night, is we don't have any charges that I've seen, and he said it was because of the new rules. And I just wondered if you agreed that the new rules is affecting how the Razorbacks are taking charges now.
Yep. No, great point.
Thank you, Victor.
Victor, we're seeing that. We're seeing that on the high school level, and I think it's hurt the college game because I don't think there were a ton of charges that were called incorrectly on the college, but I think it was a real epidemic on the high school side. I think people called charges that were clearly blocked, but it has changed now. So the rule is essentially they have to be set before the outside or last foot is the offensive players gathered. So you have to be there. Essentially, short of it, you have to be there really early to set up and take a charge. So most of the time, if you're seeing a bang bang play, it's going to be a block, and certainly it has affected how colleges play defense, how they rotate their shot blockers, how they get in the gaps. And honestly, in college, Randy, I just wish they'd go with the charge circle like the NBA does. Just put the charge circle. If you're inside the charge circle, it's a block. Outside, you potentially call it a charge. But yes, it has changed certainly how the game's played at all levels.
Yeah, well, I mean, they got that little half moon now. Go ahead, Rick.
They used to say, gosh, he was planted like a tree and you're getting a charge. Now you do have to be planted like a tree about 3 steps before the guy gets there.
Yep.
You're not seeing many charges called at all.
No, you're not.
All right, Robert, it was verified from Earl. By way of our Southern Structural Solutions Buzz text line, Tiger Woods, when he crashed Genesis GV80. Probably what saved his life.
Absolutely.
This from the 417. This has to be one of the all-time great Christmas presents. A Lionel train set.
Oh, yeah, those were.
Oh, my gosh. If you got a train set, I still want a train set even today. Do I get one? No. Do I ask one every year? Yes. So I need to take things into my own hands, Santa. This from our Southern Structural Solutions Buzz text line. Don't feel bad, Randy. My grandfather stunk when he was wearing Old Spice. But at that time, you could use Dove soap to get it off. If you scrubbed hard, y'all have a Merry Christmas and God bless. Yeah.
What about Brute? Remember Brute?
Brute, yeah.
My grandfather wore that all the time. I'm fond of it still.
But that was the top of the line back then.
Yeah.
You had Brute. That was big time.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Ooh.
Robert's so young, he's like, what are y'all talking about?
Hey, Randy, looking up, because I forgot to answer the 9 and 9. Okay, so we had a question about the SEC, Arkansas and the SEC. So I think we're a little better than that. So if you look at the way Ken Palm is stacking up right now, because we have no point of reference because there's no SEC teams that played each other, you're looking at Auburn, Alabama. So those are the top right now, according to that. Then you've got Kentucky, Texas A&M, and then Arkansas is right there. So I think Mississippi State might be in front, but certainly Arkansas is in a position where I see them more as a 10-8 type team. I think they could be 12-6, but a lot of it depends, and this is what it's going to depend on. They can't start 0-3, 0-2. You have to figure a way to beat Auburn.
And Bart, this may be not that this necessarily can help. Not sure how much it can hurt, but at this particular point, it seems like every school in the SEC, including Kentucky, has lost to a mid-major.
Yes.
And Arkansas so far has only lost to one. But
Yep.
every school, it seems like A&M suffered to a mid-major
Yep.
either the other night or not long ago. I don't know if Auburn has suffered that fate. I mean, right now the surprise team in the conference, without any question, has been Ole Miss.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Which some people are surprised. We're not surprised.
No, oh no.
Because Chris Beard is a probably a top 5 coach in the country, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
And certainly, yeah. So that's correct. And listen, we play one of the tougher mid majors coming up in UNC Wilmington coming up. So that mid major test is not over. But these mid major programs can play. They can shoot the basketball, and if you can shoot it, especially on the road, and you can defend, might be in trouble.
I don't know anymore why you can necessarily call someone a mid-major with the transfer portal.
Right.
Because it's changed every dynamic. You could, I mean, someone said a few moments ago, you can go out and get 5 new players overnight and have a whole different roster from the previous season. Robert, we were talking about the 1.99 going through the end of the year. Now hear the music. Do you want to hold on, or you need to get on to something else?
I can stay.
Hang on. We'll get back with Robert. We'll get back with Bart. We'll get back with Rick. Okay, Drive Time Sports here on the Buzz Radio Network. Rick Schaefer, Bart Reed, Robert. I'm Randy Rainwater today from Genesis here in Conway. As Drive Time Sports will continue in a moment.
Hey guys, Todd Pierce here for Morning Mayhem. It was a loaded show on Friday, and even though David, Roger, and Josh were gone, Justin Moore, Trey Shapp, and I held down the fort, and we hope you really enjoyed what you heard on Friday. The guys all wanted me to pass along the warmest wishes for the holidays, and we hope you have a Merry Christmas. They're gone Monday and Tuesday, but they'll have plenty to catch up on come Wednesday.
Tune in weekday mornings from 6 to 10 for the Morning Mayhem, only on 103.7 The Buzz.
Fletcher Dodge wants you to have a Merry Christmas, so we're giving you a free gift with every new vehicle purchased. Buy now, make no payments for 90 days. Every new 2023 must go. It's our year-end clearance sale. Save up to $13,000 on all new Ram EcoDiesels and up to 20% off new Ram 1500 Classic models and 10% off every new Ram Heavy Duty 2023 and 2024 models. Plus, you'll get a free gift from under our Christmas tree. You can get that new Dodge Chrysler Jeep or Ram that you've been waiting for and save your cash for the holidays. Drive home today and make no payments till next year. It's the best time to buy a new Ram. Get a free gift with every new vehicle purchased and make no payments for 90 days. At Fletcher Dodge, you'll always get the best price, the lowest finance rate, and more for your trade. And we promise you a hassle-free buying experience. Shop Fletcher Dodge in Sherwood before you buy anywhere else. Come see us in person at Fletcher Dodge on Warden Road in Sherwood or shop online at FletcherDeals.com.
Greatness doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, focus, dedication. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that because we put in the hard work and dedication for decades. And that commitment is paid off with award-winning customer service for your auto, home, and life insurance.
See Shelter agents Monica Reiners or Brian Kress in North Little Rock or Jamie Marsh in Little Rock.
This is the Pigskin Preacher, bringing you the word. A recent headline in the Washington Post jumped off the page. A plane fueled by fat and sugar has crossed the Atlantic Ocean. At first, I thought this meant those passengers shared my affinity for non-healthy snacks, but it was actually about the sustainable aviation fuel made from things like corn, animal fat, algae, municipal trash, and sewage. Okay. There are at least a few of us, though, that would just as soon use regular jet fuel and not fry the friendly skies until they actually figure this out. When you walk into a Doublebee's location, you'll always be greeted with a welcome to Doublebee's. We are an Arkansas company serving Arkansans with 34 locations across the natural state. Doublebee's. It's where you gas it, grab it, and go. That's Doublebee's.
Hey, did you know the Statue of Liberty is the largest holiday gift ever given? That's a big deal, just like those at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Hey, did you know when the year ends, so do the deals? It's your journey. Own every mile at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days, or get up to $2,500 bonus cash on the Hyundai Tucson. Now for a limited time, only during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Offers end January 2nd. Call 469-613-0227 for details.
Now, back to Drive Time Sports, live from the Eat My Catfish studios. Eat fresh, eat local, eat my catfish. Often imitated but never duplicated. This is Drive Time Sports with Randy Rainwater on the Buzz Radio Network.
Well, let's see if Randy Rainwater and
Well, I'm typing.
Robert.
I'm typing.
Did
I'm
you just
sorry.
get through driving a car or what?
No, that was Bart. He drove it through the glass window and out into the front yard, and now we're trying to pick up all the broken glass and get it back where it belongs. But no, I'm sorry. I was typing a message, and I'm asking Damon to do some a little bit of research for us that. As we close out today's program, as we have for multiple years, Christmas in Arkansas by Ned Permy. And I want to close with that tonight. So we've done that over the years, and I want to continue that tradition. First Security Bank
You might just want to. Oh, okay. You're doing a commercial. Go ahead.
First Security Bank wants to wish you and yours a very Merry Christmas and certainly a happy new year, prosperous new year, with all the different branch locations and the 900 plus employees. They're there to serve you, and they make mobile banking easy. They make it all easy. Online banking, however you want to bank. You don't necessarily have to go to the branch location anymore to do your banking. You can use an ATM now, basically, to do your banking. But go by First Security Bank, and if you're not a customer, be sure sign up. It's so simple to become part of the family. And again, Rennie and the entire staff wants to say thank you to each and every member of First Security Bank, as well as those who are not members. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. All right, Rick.
So, Randy, I know I don't want to be Scrooge here because we're all saying Merry Christmas and having pleasantries, but, there's a pretty big story in sports today that we haven't even mentioned, and that is that Florida State's Board of Trustees has decided to sue the Atlantic Coast Conference to try and get out.
Good luck.
And for all the discussions we've had over geographic and conference realignment and all that kind of stuff, I absolutely cannot believe Florida State is trying to do this because they signed the contract. They signed the deal. They have benefited from the deal. They had a chance to join the SEC a long time ago and didn't. They could have gotten out before the deal was signed. Mm-hmm. I absolutely cannot believe they have a leg to stand on. That said, for those of us who never thought Bobby Petrino would be back in Arkansas, and I'm glad he is, I don't want to say anything's impossible, but is this ridiculous that Florida State would do this?
It's a temper tantrum because they didn't qualify for the.
That's right.
That's it.
Well,
no, they were throwing the temper tantrum before that.
Okay.
They want more money. They think the ACC didn't get enough money out of the deal. Didn't leave room for renegotiations where other leagues did. But according to the ACC, ESPN said if you don't sign this with the extension, you'll never sign with us again. So we don't know any of that, but it's just astonishing that they would do that. And again, it comes down to if you don't think college athletics is all about money, that's it.
Yep.
That's it. And the Florida State president is quoted, the Board of Trustees, they're all in it.
Yep.
So forget about education at Florida State. It's all about money for football.
Well, they obviously have more money than they know what to do with if they're filing a lawsuit and expect they can win it because to me that's just stupid money that they're spending because they're not going to win. And so obviously
I don't think they will. Do you think there's any chance?
I don't. They have looked at that. I mean, I read the other day that Clemson, Virginia Tech, maybe North Carolina, NC State. Anyway, there were several that went to the ACC offices and went over this contract with a fine-tooth comb. So you're telling me if they took that kind of firepower into the ACC offices and came out with nothing that they could find that would give them an opportunity to break this contract, they'd already done it by now. So this to me is just a simple waste of time and resources. Maybe to take away from their NIL program, and they won't be able to get an extra recruit or two.
And let's don't forget, Florida State until this year hadn't exactly been a juggernaut the last
No.
That's right. They've been better at basketball than they have football.
Yeah, right. Clemson has dominated that league in football until the last year or two, and so, boy, it's just I just cannot even hardly believe it. So maybe that's enough to talk about that. We can go back to Christmas, but that was such a big story, and it's just astonishing.
Well,
Japanese pitcher getting $325
Oh,
million
that was
for
ridiculous.
12 years.
Good gracious.
Then he hadn't pitched an inning in the major leagues.
And then on top of that, he's going to the Dodgers. Good gracious.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm glad the Yankees won't have to face him, but maybe either in the postseason or otherwise. But gosh,
well, Randy,
they are just loading up.
All Yankee haters have turned to the Dodgers.
Yeah.
If you don't like the Dodgers, unless you're a Dodger fan, you can't stand them now.
Good.
I mean, for doing all this.
Yeah.
Good. And my gosh, if they don't win, won't that be fun?
Did they defer all the money like they did?
No.
Okay.
No.
Just a $50 million signing bonus.
Yeah, $50 million signing bonus.
Yeah.
So that means he's only got $275 for the rest of it.
Oh, poor him.
Another 12 years.
Okay, Robert, I want you to change gears. I want you to be the consumer. You're coming into the Genesis dealership. What, as a consumer, would you want to find or what you would want to see?
I would want to know about the warranty.
Okay.
And the services that come with it. I would want to know, any rebates that are available along with the interest rate. I want to test drive it. I want to experience it. I want to feel it, and to make sure it stands up to everything that I've read about it.
What are the warranties?
Oh, the warranty is wonderful. 10 years, 100,000 mile on the powertrain. You get 5 years, 60,000 mile new vehicle warranty. You get 3 years, 36,000 miles of your maintenance, so that's your oil changes, tire rotations, filters. You get 3 years of valet service. So that means anywhere in Arkansas, we will come to you. We'll pick up your Genesis. We'll leave you a loaner. We'll bring it in. We'll service it, and we'll bring it back to you as good as new. And we'll put it on a truck.
There you go. I heard that. Wow.
Yeah. We'll put it on a truck. I mean, we're not going to put miles on your vehicle. And so we will go all over the whole state and do that for our Genesis guests.
All the way down to Sheridan.
All the way down to Sheridan.
All the way to Fayetteville.
Yep.
Okay. Then you spoke about warranty, and you wanted the test drive, and what was the other one?
Any rebates.
Rebates. That's it. Rebates.
So right now there's the Genesis Signature event. So that's $1,000 for every Genesis vehicle. There's also $1,000, and on the GV80s, there's $2,000 competitive owner. So if somebody has a Mercedes or Audi, a Lexus, BMW, Nissan, Toyota, one of those vehicles, you don't even have to trade it in. You just have to have one and have it registered. You'll get that benefit.
Wow.
Or if you are a previous Genesis or Hyundai owner, there's money there. And so we will do all we can to get all the rebates for you.
Super cool. From a delivery standpoint, right now, I'm guessing you've got 200 vehicles, easily new vehicles on the lot.
We probably have 75.
75. Yeah. Wow, looks like a lot more vehicles than that to me.
But 200, we'll say 200.
I like 200.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Okay, 500. Never mind. But I just think the selection that you have here, particularly whether you're talking about the sedans, it's exceptional. Then you got an excellent inventory of the G70s, GV70s.
Yes.
And the GV80s. You got a great selection there.
Right.
The only one that I can see that's missing is the G90.
That's right. At the moment, we don't have any on the lot, but we have some coming in January.
January, okay. I have to be sure and come back and check out the G90.
You need to, and you need to, when you come, you need to experience the chauffeur part of it. You need to ride in the back. I'll drive you. We'll put it in chauffeur mode, and I'll take you around Conway.
It might take us a day, though, with all the traffic that's in Conway.
Well, that's all right, because you'll be sitting in the back.
That's right.
Massage features going on. Lean back, you'll be all right.
I love it. I love it. All right, Bart, I've got another question for you from the live fan feedback. We've answered that one. Let's see. Okay, here it is. No, that's before that one. I'll find it here in a moment because I kind of teased you with it.
Mm-hmm.
When you want it, you can't find it. It is about the rotation.
Okay.
Oh, here it is. Ashley wants to know. Please have Bart talk about the substitution pattern.
Yep. So I think he's looking for the substitution pattern. I don't think he knows what it is. I still think, even though he's playing 11, as Rick told, I think that gets narrowed down to 8. And I think that some of the, and Coach Musselman knows this, I think that's some of the flow problem we're having. There's a benefit to playing 11, but there's also a downside to playing 11. That is, there's some minutes and flow that's not going for some other top players. So I think what he's working for right now is we still might see some changes for this next game. And
He's already promised that.
Yep. And then for Auburn, I think you start seeing kind of who he trusts at the moment. I just can't believe that Trayvon Brazile, Layden Blocker, and Makai Mitchell are not in the rotation, and they did not play a ton of minutes and play in the second half, as you and Rick said. So I think he's still playing around with it. He's giving some people some chances, but it does show you he does not know exactly who's in that. Even though he was given tests before, kind of like this, I think he had an idea of who his 7 or 8 were. I think right now he's trying to make some real decisions. And, Jalen Graham is a guy that I look at that's right there on the cusp because he's, as I said, I would love to see him stop celebrating his layups and get down and get a defensive rebound. Like, you can't be 6'8", 6'9", and not rebound. And so I think those are the guys that are in danger of falling out because we do have some players that are showing some promise. I think Devo Davis right now needs to really pick up his offense. I wanted to.
Yeah, what do you think is going on with him?
Well, the Devo that we've always loved is always kind of end of season Devo.
Right.
But I felt like working on his game this summer, he was going to come back and we were going to get Devo for a full season, being an offensive threat. So I think it's a little bit of. He doesn't press at times. He doesn't make a lot of silly turnovers, doesn't force a lot of shots, even though he will at times. But I think he's just not a pure scorer. And so when you're not a pure scorer, you tend to fluctuate. And, of course, minutes affect that. But I think by the time January hits, he should be hitting full stride and ready to go.
Gosh, yeah. All right, we will come back and wrap it up. I'm here in Conway, Genesis of Conway, Bart Reed, Rick Schaefer. I'm Randy Rainwater. Thanks to Robert stopping in and talking about the great line that you'll find here at Genesis of Conway. Drive Time Sports will continue in just one moment.
This is Pat Bradley, and I'll be on Morning Mayhem Weekly with Baz, Roger, and Justin, presented by Alcoa Community Federal Credit Union. Alcoa Community FCU has rates as low as 3.99% with their New Year's auto loan special. Hurry, offer ends January 31st.
New Year's means new equipment for you and your loved ones from River Valley Tractor, your leading Kubota dealers in Central Arkansas. Start your countdown at River Valley Tractor with big savings on Kubota compact tractors and implements built to last you through all your seasons. Ring in the new year with River Valley Tractor in Bryant, Sherwood, Conway, Russellville, and Pine Bluff. Visit rivervalleytractor.com today.
It's finally that magical time of year. The year-end closeout at Gwatney Chevrolet. If a brand new SUV is on your Christmas list, now's the time to buy. Get up to $3,500 off a 2024 Chevy Equinox when you buy before December 31st. SUVs not your style? No problem. If you wish you could see a pickup truck under your tree, we have you covered. Get up to $10,000 off a 2024 Chevrolet Silverado this month only. Plus, buy at Gwatney Chevrolet this month and you'll make 0 payments for 4 months. That's right, you get to keep those savings for all your holiday shopping. If you want a fantastic deal on a new SUV or truck, you don't want to miss the year-end closeout at Gwatney Chevrolet, Arkansas's #1 Chevy dealer. Come see us at 1301 TP White Drive in Jacksonville or visit GwatneyChevrolet.com to learn more. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
Cord TV's Chanley Painter checks in with Morning Mayhem courtesy of the Gangster Museum of America in the Hattery of Hot Springs. The former Miss Arkansas will fill us in on the latest high-profile cases. Don't miss Chanley Painter with Morning Mayhem on 103.7 The Buzz.
Do you need Rainwater, Holt, and Sexton? Anywhere in the state, dial 888-8888. It really is just that easy. If you've been injured and need help, it doesn't matter where in Arkansas you are. Just dial 888-8888. We'll come to you. I'm Mike Rainwater of Rainwater, Holt, and Sexton. We have been thankfully serving Arkansans for years, and we appreciate the trust you've put in us. We work hard for you, Arkansas, each and every day. Anywhere in the state, dial 8.
This is Pat Bradley for Whit Davis Lumber Plus. Whit Davis Lumber Company is your blueprint for success. Whether you're a professional contractor or just need a hand being handy, Whit Davis is your partner for getting the job done right. From quality materials to tools for projects inside and out, they understand how important quality is when it comes to your home. So, when you're in need of a lumberyard or hardware store, think of my friends over at Whit Davis. You can find them in Jacksonville, Cabot, Sherwood, and Greenbrier, or online at whitdavis.com.
Welcome back to Drive Time Sports, live from the Eat My Catfish studios, where it's much like any of the 7 Eat My Catfish locations, minus the always fresh, delicious food options like the family pack catfish dinners. You're safe at home with Drive Time Sports on the Buzz Radio Network.
Welcome back to Drive Time Sports on the Buzz Radio Network. As we wind it down on this pre-Christmas Eve show. So we're not quite to Christmas Eve yet. That will be on Sunday. So we are pre-pre, I guess is a better way to say it. Oh, by the way, from the 870, one of the things they remember as their all-time favorite Christmas present was a flag from the Masters. Which that's pretty cool. Wow. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's nice.
So if you got one of those, you're pretty good. I got to say, Trey Biddy though, he took the top prize today. I realize some may consider him to be part of our staff, but Robert, he had a goat. He wanted a goat and got a goat for Christmas.
Really?
That was his favorite Christmas present of all time.
It's unique.
Oh, definitely unique. Yeah. So, Trey, you get the top prize. For what that's worth. Military Mike says Abilene Christian had a bunch of thick bodies. Hogs look like Team Slim Man next to them, but I think we might have found identity with the guard heavy lineup. It looked like we started figuring out after Musk changed to that lineup, our bigs need to play harder. I was looking forward to seeing them attack the basket better and blocking shots. Then Bobcat fan said, back when we were talking about, I guess, NIL, which we do every day, it's all money. Dang, quit denying it. Arkansas doesn't have it. They keep saying Arkansas is respectable in that regards.
Yeah. That's what we hear.
So, Arkansas is holding their own.
We're going to take those statements from Trey Biddy and the athletic department over what somebody on our text line or live fan feedback tells us.
Yeah, I agree. All right, Bart.
I mean, you can't have an opinion, but you can have an opinion on it. But I'm not sure that I think it's more accurate that they're going to hold their own.
Okay, I thought I had some fresh questions for you. Just refreshed. Just because you'd already answered this one about the 9-9 in conference play.
Yep.
So that just refreshed rather than a new live fan feedback. What's the plans for the holidays?
Staying local. Now that we have a big time high school basketball player in our house, Lily plays on the 27th, practices on the 26th. So there's not much break for these young kids. There's a lot of Thanksgiving tournaments, a lot of high school Christmas tournaments. So staying close and just hanging out. It's nice to just be at home and not have any stress, right?
Robert, what's on your Christmas venue?
Well, our family was blessed to get together last Saturday, so our Christmas will be quiet at my house.
Rick, what's on your venue?
We're right here. Got son and his fiance and four adopted grandkids, and we'll have a nice time here together.
And all the dogs, Rick. Don't forget.
And all the dogs. That's right. How about you, Randy?
Well, we had Derek, who came in today from Fayetteville with Ava and Brianna, and then tomorrow another one of the boys will arrive around 5 o'clock, and who knows when Reed will make it down from Fayetteville. When he shows up, but no, we just haven't pinned him down on what time he will make it in tomorrow, and then Jared lives right down the road, so he can show up virtually whenever he wants to. So we're going to hang around and just love on each other and enjoy the fellowship. And that'll be our Christmas will be tomorrow.
There you go.
And so the 23rd.
Any golf?
That's a wonderful Christmas idea. That would be one of my all-time favorite gifts if you'd like to reward me with.
Okay. The weather's supposed to be.
You want to play golf on Christmas?
Well, maybe not on Christmas Day, but Christmas Eve.
Well, see, I'm not locked in now.
Right.
I take care of my business tomorrow,
right.
So
That's
I'm like a free agent now. You got to stay here. You got to be here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about your weather down there for playing golf, but you better play by Christmas Day, because if it's up here, let's see, Tuesday, the high 41, Wednesday 36.
Yeah.
It's going to get colder. It's been pretty nice.
Was it last year? It was like 70 or something. I don't know. It was unseasonably warm last Christmas, I think.
Christmas Eve's 59 here, Christmas Day 55, and then the next day it goes down.
Okay, so we are just about approaching the moment that we need to say so long, goodbye, and we want to wish everyone out there in our audience a very Merry Christmas.
Cold gray day in the Ozarks, firewood's burning, sending off sparks, racing across the winter sky. I always get this feeling, comes around this special season, Arkansas at Christmas time. Soon the family will gather, it's great to be together. Oh, how I miss my mama. The smell of country cooking, don't go too far. It's just Christmas time in Arkansas. Snow is dancing off the vine. It's a natural state of mind. It's family, it's sharing with our friends. You need only follow your heart back to the start, to Christmas time in Arkansas again.
There's no place to me like this old house on Christmas Eve. The sunlight drifts across the Ozark sky. North winds are blowing within these walls. Our family show. It's love for Arkansas at Christmas time. Snow is dancing off the pines. It's a natural state of mind. It's family, it's sharing with our friends. You need only follow your heart, right back to the start. Christmas time in Arkansas again. No matter how far you roam, your heart will lead you home. Christmas time in Arkansas again.
How about that? Ned Kirby and the Ned Kirby Band. Vocals by Steve Zimmerman, the rest of the guys.
This holiday season, we're thankful that you made Morning Mayhem and the Buzz part of your day. Happy holidays from